are now charging some sort of return fee. This is money that you don't get back when you buy a package online and return it in the mail. So as you're checking off that holiday list, or if you get a gift in the mail that you don't like, here are some of the big brands charging return fees. They're sometimes called restocking fees. For Marshalls and TJ Maxx, it's now $11.99 per package.
TikTok's Global Artist of the Year, formed just 2 years ago, is already one of the biggest bands in the world. It's Cat's Eye. Pretty Little Baby by Connie Francis is the song of the year. Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
From the 97.9 WGBW Newsroom, I'm Stuart J. Waddles with this local news update. Cellcom service was restored at around 8 this morning after an overnight outage for customers across Wisconsin and Illinois. Cellcom says the disruption was due to an equipment issue. The Northeast Wisconsin wireless provider had a widespread service interruption back in May because of a cyber incident. That outage lasted about 2 weeks. A pipeline disruption hundreds of miles away is causing major delays for propane suppliers right here in Wisconsin. It's led Governor Tony Evers to declare an energy emergency. Civic Media's Lisa Hale has more.
Governor Tony Evers has declared an energy emergency in Wisconsin due to persistent challenges caused by pipeline disruption within the Midwestern pipeline distribution system, coupled with high demand for residential heating fuel caused by severe winter weather. The energy emergency will enable the swift and efficient delivery of these products throughout the state. According to the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin's Office of Energy Innovation, multiple suppliers report challenges, including long lines at terminals and having to travel farther to collect needed products. The executive order will provide a waiver of certain state and federal hours of service restrictions, allowing the suppliers to catch up on the pipeline and the weather-related delays. The waiver remains in effect through January 2nd or until drivers transporting residential heating fuel respond to the emergency, whichever is shorter.
You'll want to plan ahead to allow extra time for tomorrow morning's commute. Road crews have been out clearing the roads from last night's snow, which left an icy glaze on some streets. The forecast predicts another 3 to 6 inches of snow tonight into tomorrow morning. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning for areas west of the Fox Valley. That's where the heaviest snow is expected, with snow totals over 6 inches. We'll get a look at the latest around here coming up in the forecast. News at the top and bottom of the hour all day and on demand anytime at WGBW.FM. I'm Stuart J. Waddles, 97.9 WGBW News.
The Badgers hit the road. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Wisconsin Badgers head to Lincoln to face number 23 ranked Nebraska tomorrow night. Game time 8 o'clock at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Head coach Greg Gard asked how John Blackwell has improved in the past year.
He's a worker. He's in the gym a lot. He's made himself into a really good player, and he's playing on a really good team.
NFL, the Packers getting ready to face the number 1 seed in the AFC, the Denver Broncos. Micah Parsons asked how frustrating was it to be held by the Bears offensive lineman Sunday and not charged with a holding penalty.
Yeah, I'm immune. I just got to keep fighting through. I mean, that's been the definition of my career, is always fighting through whatever. I'm a smaller guy, and I think they realized that, and I got advantage on the defensive side, and I play with a great leverage, and I'm able to get under people's arms. The rule book is they got to be in the chest area, and I'm just not getting grabbed in the chest area. But like I said, there's nothing I can do about it. I just got to keep fighting through.
That's the Packers' Micah Parsons with Sports on Mike Clemens.
Green Bay weather.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories continue across the area for 3 to 6 inches of additional snowfall accumulation along with a gusty breeze. Light snow for tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy and windy otherwise with steady to slowly falling temps. Currently it's 26.
WGBW. Stand by me.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
And now, a guy whose house has an actual wiggle room, Pete Schwaba.
Hey, welcome to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Great to have you with me in this as we kick things off here from beautiful downtown Green Bay on what is supposed to be kind of a weather night here in Wisconsin. So we will keep our eyes on that. We'll keep you posted. We've got, I know you guys are used to Conrad's 5-day forecast that we share ad nauseum, and sometimes he's right, but he's, I think we can tell people now you're basically guessing most of the time, Conrad.
Yeah, I just go off, Apple, whatever, the weather app on Apple, and I feel like they're guessing most of the time, too.
At least you're using that. I thought you was like a gut instinct or something.
Yeah,
so.
I think it's going to snow tonight, but yeah, that's just...
well, we've got an actual weather guy on the show, and I'm so excited to have this guy on the show. He does weather here for Civic Media. Mace Michaels, he's going to be here at 6:10.
He's going to be here Thursday.
Are you? I just asked you before the show.
Oh, sorry.
Mace is not coming on tonight?
Thursday he will be here.
So we're having Mace on right after all the bad weather passes?
Yeah, he's going to keep us informed.
I just rolled like a bunch of questions for Mace.
Sorry.
All right, hopefully they will still be good on Thursday. That's okay. We already have a pretty jam-packed show tonight. I would have had to rush things with Mace, and I don't want to ever do that with Mace Michaels because I love his work here at Civic Media, and we will enjoy talking with Mace Michaels. How's that for a teaser, Con? We got Mace Michaels coming up on Thursday.
Yeah,
I
can fill in for him here on Nite Lite until then, right?
Well, I think you basically already just said everything you know about the weather. So
it's gonna snow.
It's weird because I almost did the show from home tonight because we are supposed to get bad weather tonight, and it's supposed to start while I'm on the air, and I don't know how I feel about that, so we'll have to figure it out. But we will find things out as we do, and we'll let you guys know as well. So hopefully, if you're in your car right now, take it easy, take your time, get home safely. It's just Tuesday. You got a long way to go before the week really gets fun. So we're hoping to help with that by having you here tonight, so we could talk about movies and TV, some comedy, some music. We're going to talk about some fun local stories, and I'm very excited because at 5:35, my pal, Jane Matinaire, host of Matinaire on Air, will be joining me to discuss her last week here at Civic Media before she retires. Jane has had an absolutely amazing career spanning, I think, 45 plus years, and she's somehow only like 50 years old, which is really impressive. But Jane is just an outstanding media person, broadcaster, whatever you want to call her. She's done news. I think she used to spin Tunes Con years ago. And for the last couple years, or a couple years plus, here at Civic Media, she's hosted Matinaire on Air. So she's been on the show before. She's done the popcorn pick. We've just kind of talked casually to Jane, and we will do so again tonight in her last week here at Civic Media. That'll be fun. Mace Michaels will not be here, folks. It's 6:10. I totally misunderstood what you said. Sorry about that, Con. Greg Vadney, though, will be here at 6:35. Greg is the executive director of the RAR West Museum in beautiful Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Here's what I don't understand, Conrad, and maybe we can ask Greg this. Manitowoc is a stunningly beautiful city.
Oh, yeah.
Right on the lake. I've been there. I hosted their Sputnik Fest costume contest a couple of years ago or a year ago. It was, I don't think I had ever been there, like driven around the town. Beautiful, right on the lake. Sadly, it gets lumped into like that Steve Avery and The Making of a Murderer. That's what people equate Manitowoc with. Now, that'll go away, I think. It's not like he was Dahmer, but it's still a town that got a little bit of fame for a bad reason because it is such a great town and so beautiful. And Greg will talk a little bit about his adopted home city and what's going on at the RAR West. They always have great things. It is a gem of a museum right here in Northeast Wisconsin. And then Jenny Peterson from the Wisconsin Historical Society's Madison's History Maker Space. She's going to tell us what is going on in this History Maker Space right off the Capitol over the holidays. A really cool event. We'll talk to Jenny about that at 7:35. So there you go. That's three guests, Conrad. Those are three marquee guests as far as I'm concerned. We're also going to give Greg a quiz.
Yes.
Does he know this, or should we spring it on him when he comes home?
I don't know. He does not know it. So
sweet.
It's a great quiz. I came up with it.
I love it.
And my friend Chat.
ChatGPT is my wife's best friend. I feel like there's a third person in our marriage right now, and not a hot one either. Was that inappropriate to say?
No, Chat.
Yeah. Chat's like intellectually stimulating.
Exactly.
Yeah, great personality. All right, fair enough. But I hope you said you got your own answers, which I like. I like that because I like your answers that you come up with.
I'd go to chat to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, chat can work as a muse at times, so that's good. ChatGPT, our pal. I don't really use ChatGPT. I will Google stuff. I'm still in the archaic Googling stuff age, but I think they use AI too.
Yeah,
it's just a different brand, right?
Any kind of, I feel like, search engine plays off AI now.
Listen, I'll be honest. I write these Hollywood beats every day, and they take a while if I want to do them properly. But if I just went to ChatGPT and said, ChatGPT, write me a Hollywood beat or a Hollywood joke, what would come back?
Yeah, I think some robotic answers probably.
Yeah.
Something that wouldn't sound like Pete Schwaba.
What if they were funnier than what I was writing? How awful would that be?
Yeah, just like you did it one night and didn't tell me. I'm like, those are really funny today.
Either way, good stuff. Great to have you here, folks. It's a little, we'll see what happens with the weather. I know Madison, Milwaukee, Green Bay, we are all getting snow. Although it keeps changing because Madison and Milwaukee, it looks like, are getting more rain as the night goes on, and maybe temperatures will warm up a little bit. So we'll see. But that could still be treacherous to drive in.
Yeah, there's nothing more scary than it's gonna be freezing rain tonight. You're like, oh,
That's
great.
The worst, yeah. And I'm hoping there's been a few times where I've just gone over to the Hyatt here and splashed around in the pool all night instead of driving. Remember
the hot tub?
Oh God, that was awful. Here's what I like about the Hyatt here in Green Bay. It still has a steam room, and you don't find steam rooms. You don't really even find saunas in many hotels, but the Hyatt still has a steam room. And they had a hot tub. So I go in the hot tub. This is a recap. Some of you may have heard this. This is a couple of years ago. We had horrible weather. I was like, you know what? I just want to go. I want to soak, get my core temperature up a little bit. I go in the hot tub. Within minutes, there are like 14, 12-year-old girls because there's a gymnast convention in town. And the chaperone, of course. And I left that hot tub so quick. I just felt so creepy. It was awful.
Well, you should feel creepy. They joined you. You didn't enjoy them. If it was
that would have been weird. Yeah.
If you, that would have been.
What if I walked in like with flippers and a snorkeling mask that would be weird.
And you snorkeled in the hot tub?
Now, snorkeling makes it even creepier. I shouldn't have said. I just meant flip, just like a spaz, nothing too weird. But yeah, you're not gonna. What would you have done? You're leaving that hot tub, right?
I'm jumping into the pool instead. Cannonball.
Go do some cannonballs, yeah. The backstroke. That's pretty sweet. All right. So there you go. You got guests. What do we have? Let's do the question and give people an opportunity to question or to text in an answer before we get to Text to Win, which is coming up in just moments, folks. But right now, it's our Nightlight question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Okay, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question.
Questions.
What is your favorite Jack Nicholson movie? Jack just turned 88 like a couple days ago. And I don't think we've ever really talked much about Jack Nicholson on the show. So I'm curious what your favorite Jack Nicholson movie is. 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can also text us on the app, or if you're watching the radio on the stream on YouTube, Facebook, or X, go ahead and send us a stream comment, please. And if you're on any of these platforms, folks, let us know. Give us a like or a follow. Always nice to get likes and follows in this modern day. Can we ask ChatGPT for likes and follows? What would happen there?
I think it would give us information on how to get more likes and follows.
I'll take that.
Maybe the ChatGPT X account can give us a follow.
You know what's funny? You just said ChatGPT.
GPT.
And that's what my wife calls it. And she refuses to call it ChatGPT. And I just shake my head now. I don't even try to correct her.
It's just a tongue twister.
It must be easier because you just did the exact same thing she did. But let us know what your favorite Jack Nicholson movie is, folks. Mine is Chinatown, without question. I did like The Last Detail a lot. Very good younger Jack Nicholson movie, but I really love Chinatown. In my opinion, one of the greatest all-time films. What do you say, Con? You like Jack Nicholson?
I mean, I think you already guessed it.
Did I?
You know what movie is he in with one of my favorite actors?
Kevin Hart or The Rock?
No.
No? Oh, Sandler.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? Rules of Engagement? No. What is that movie?
I was gonna make a joke, but I was hoping you'd say it, and then I'd just be like, "No, it's Batman."
Anger management.
It's actually Batman, though.
Oh, wait, he is in anger management with Sandler, though,
no,
right?
he is,
Okay.
but Batman is my favorite Jack Nicholson movie.
Wow,
He
that
plays the
was
Joker.
Interesting route to get there. We needed a roadmap.
I wanted you
for
to
that.
guess, and then I was going to say it was going to be it didn't pan.
I thought you were going to say you wanted me to guess. I would say anger management. You would say, "Good doggone it, no!" You act like you're all mad.
Well, that movie is hilarious, though. Jack Nicholson in that movie is so funny.
Yeah. He's phenomenal. He's a great actor. So let us know, folks. Be part of the show. It's always more fun when you guys participate, as John Candy once said. We've got a couple texts that we got overnight from our pal Bud in Janesville. Remember we met Bud the other night, Con?
Yes.
Did you meet Bud?
I did.
And his wife? That was fantastic. And I got to be honest, I thought Bud was going to be older.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a young guy.
He is.
He's a young, strapping lad. But we met Bud at the Godfather of Green Bay screening last week at the Atwood Music Hall. Bud says, "Hey, Pete, I know you're going to catch some flack regarding Moscata. I knew I said it wrong." Do you know how to say that Wisconsin town name?
I'm pretty sure
Moscata. I thought I said it right. Because I thought we've had this conversation before.
I was trying to think. We did have this conversation before.
Anyway, Bud says, but I still love your show. Bud from Janesville. Bud sounds like he took that a little personally. And then a half hour later, Bud texted us between 4 and 6 a.m. on the rebroadcast, and he said, "Hey, Pete, I'm glad I was not the only one who raised an eyebrow when Bob mentioned the money shot. Love your show, Bud from Jayville." Bud must have been running out of time because he just said LYS, Bud from Jayville. He's abbreviating. Must have been under the gun. Bud, a third text from Bud moments later. "Hey, Pete and Conrad, my favorite football movie features Lucy Van Pelt and Charlie Brown. Wink, LYS, BFJ. He was really pressed for time on that third text. Thank you, Bud. Always great to hear from you, buddy, and it was great meeting you last week. I had a weird thing happen last night. Every once in a while, my wife will wake up screaming.
Oh.
And I think, oh, great, she's dreaming about me again. But I went in, this was so crazy last night. I went in to wake her up, and I said, I'm like, Merritt, wake up. And she's like, what? And I said, what were you dreaming about? And she said, Timothy Chalamet. But it was, and I said screaming, not like a passionate screaming, kind of like Timothy Chalamet was being a real jerk to my wife. So if I ever meet the guy, I'm going to give him a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, I would too.
You were pointing at something, Con, right there. We got a text. Oh, yeah. All right, folks, when we come back after this very short break, I'm going to tell you what the keyword is for our text-to-win grown-up gift list. Multi-state text-to-win contest here at Civic Media. It's a lot of fun. We're having a blast with it. Keyword coming up right after the break. Don't go anywhere. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, and I am Pete Schwaba. It is so great to have you here, folks. So what more are you going to do on a Tuesday? Conrad, if you didn't have this gig, what are you doing on a Tuesday at 5:20?
Well, I don't know if we're listening to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba then, because I wouldn't be here. You know, I wouldn't producing the show. And
No, but I'm saying, like, if you didn't have... No, I know what you mean. I know listen,
would
you had
be
to
listening.
restore some faith after that last joke you tried. So.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, I don't think that one landed either, but...
I was hyper-focused on text to win. So let's get to that.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to give you the keyword in our grown-up gift list multi-state text to win contest. We love to do these here at Civic Media. And every time we do one, it seems like more and more people play, and that makes it even more fun. So the only stipulation you need here is you need the Civic Media app to text in the keyword on. So once we get that, you will be eligible to win $200 cash. That is not a bad daily prize, I have to say so myself. Wouldn't that be easier, than a gift card? Like, someone gives you cash?
That's great.
Would you report that to the government anyway? Would you pay taxes on that 200 beans?
Oh, no.
Not a chance. So, and when you text in a keyword, folks, not only are you eligible to win the cash, you are also automatically enrolled in our grand prize drawing. There are 3 of them. Brand new snowblower, a stainless steel cookware set, or a portable air conditioner. So this is awesome. So text in the keyword on the app, and good luck. This hour's keyword is holiday, HOLIDAY. Holiday. That is this hour's keyword. I'll give you guys a reminder of that later in the hour as well. But good luck. Play the game, win some cash, or a really fun grand prize. Good luck, everybody. Okay. So we got that. All right. So I want to say, you know what I did earlier? I'm going to see Frank Herman's Christmas show at the Meyer.
Awesome.
I think last time Frank was here, I talked about how I wasn't really in the mood for Christmas. I wasn't feeling it, but we went and saw Frank's show at the Meyer. I brought my wife, my 2 kids, and 2 of my girlfriends, and we had a blast at this Christmas show.
You have 2 extra girlfriends?
You're looking at me so seriously.
You
like
have 2 extra girlfriends?
Yeah, you want one? No, my wife is the world to me. That was obviously a joke. We went to the show. It was so great. And I left that theater. The snow was falling in downtown Green Bay. We had just seen, we had some laughs, and Frank was singing, and his great cast of the Let Me Be Frank productions. It was such a great time. So I'm excited to say we're going in again this year, and I can't wait to go. It's going to be fun. I want to turn our attention to a story you saw in the Shepherd Express today.
Yes, it's a fun story, a fun tale, if you would,
This just is so crazy. It reminded me of a Simpsons episode, and I'll tell you which one after, but it's just a blurb. But it says on November 14th, a mom popped into W.A. Wright Elementary School in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, to deliver some paperwork, leaving her 10-year-old son in the car outside. She returned to the parking lot to find the car gone, a TV station reported. She assumed it had been stolen with her son inside. A witness said they had seen the car driving recklessly out of the parking lot. But when police checked the family home about a mile away, they found the car in the garage and the child in the house with the dad. He explained that he had had an argument with his mom and decided to drive himself home. Officers declined to charge the boy because he's too young to be held criminally responsible. Put that kid in juvie, baby.
That's so funny.
How did he? It's insane. He must have driven something previously, like one of those little go-karts or something. How do you got to have some knowledge?
You know
right?
what? I'm trying to think of what if he actually did park it in the garage and he just knew perfectly how to get in there and everything? I'm trying to think. It was probably the dad who saw that, put it in the garage, but if he just like, well, I need to get the garage, I need to close the garage door.
Don't tell your mother. I parked the car for you.
Oh, it's a great story.
That is so funny. 10 years old.
Yeah.
Can you reach the pedals at 10? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe the kid played some video games or something that, maybe he was driving, or he had one of those little Tonka trucks.
It's believable, too, because a witness said they saw the car drive away recklessly. Yeah. So that little punk could have really hurt someone.
I'm just confused how he even knew how to put it in drive.
It's probably like a touch, maybe.
Yeah, or the spin dial thing. But you
yeah.
push in the brake to do that.
Correct. You know how I know that? Because I had to wipe my car off yet again today. 6th time this season I've had to wipe my car off. And I go in and I like to warm it up, but I don't get in to push the brake and hit the button. So I have to lean down, push in the brake with my hand, and then hit the button to start my car. That's kind of a demoralizing. Makes you feel really strange. But great story. Love that. And I'm glad, you know, do you think there should have been some kind of punishment? Folks, the phone lines are open. If you have an opinion on this, I'd love to hear it because I think that's really weird.
Maybe he got grounded.
Yeah, like in-house, they handled it. They didn't
Don't worry,
away.
officer. We're going to ground him.
No video games for 20 minutes. And he'll go through withdrawal.
You can't use the iPad today.
Yeah, and he'll learn a lesson. Oh, that is fantastic. We got a stream comment here on our question of the night, which is what is your favorite Jack Nicholson movie? Our pal Dave on the stream says A Few Good Men. I forgot about that. He says, followed by One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, another classic. I don't know what to make of Dave's next comment, Conrad.
That's how
is that a movie?
No, that's how you say that town.
Oh, Dave expects me to remember that
Musco
from
Day.
7 minutes ago? Musco Day. I don't like that. I think it should be changed. What do you think about that? Make it easier for radio hosts. That's all I'm asking, Musco Day. Thank you, Dave. Thanks for the tip, Citizen Dave. Appreciate it. We've got some social media comments here, too. Brett in Brown Deer, his phone is in the 920, says Easy Rider. Oh, yeah, very early Nicholson. Terry in the 414 says The Shining. Can't go wrong with that. Great, Terry. Roger from Stevens Point says my favorite Nicholson movie as Colonel Jessup in A Few Good Men. You Can't Handle the Truth. Great choice, Raj. Can I call you Raj? Ronnie in the 920 says Five Easy Pieces was my favorite Nicholson movie. I am due for a rewatch of that one. I haven't seen that in ages. Probably understand it better now, too. All right, when we come back, the legendary Jane Matinera will be here, folks. We are coming right back after the news. Got lots to get to on tonight's show, and I'm so glad you're here. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Never mind now. What makes you think love will end?
From the 97.9 WGBW newsroom, I'm Stuart J. Waddles with this local news update. The Green Bay man who allegedly supplied the gun a 5-year-old used to accidentally shoot and kill another 5-year-old 3 years ago is still waiting for an attorney, keeping his case on hold indefinitely. The state public defender's office reports thousands of calls were made trying to find a lawyer for 38-year-old Jordan Levy Carter. Carter faces multiple charges in connection with the accidental shooting death of 5-year-old Sky Blue Evans Cowley. According to the complaint, the child who did the shooting told police Levy Carter gave her the gun. He denies that claim, but says he did leave a loaded gun on a TV stand while he was in the other room. Levy Carter is currently at the Racine Correctional Institution on an unrelated drug case. Grammy-winning country music star Trisha Yearwood is coming to Green Bay. Yearwood will be at the Meyer Theater on Saturday, March 14th for an intimate acoustic evening of stories and songs. The stop is part of Yearwood's nationwide tour promoting her new album, The Mirror, that's set to be released next month. Tickets for the show go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. And if you're a fan of white Christmases, you're in luck this year. Another winter storm is headed our way tonight into tomorrow morning, with accumulation between 4 and 6 inches expected. The snow will be blowing with wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Keep an eye out for drifting and slippery roads. We could see another quick storm moving through the end of the week on Friday. Details are coming up in weather. News at the top and bottom of the hour all day and on demand anytime at WGBW.FM. I'm Stuart J. Waddles, 97.9 WGBW News.
Green Bay weather.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories continue across the area for 3 to 6 inches of additional snowfall accumulation along with a gusty breeze. Light snow for tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy and windy otherwise with steady to slowly falling temps. Currently it's 26.
WGBW. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Then we wouldn't have to wait so long. And wouldn't it be nice to live together in the kind of world seems the more we talk about it, it only makes it worse to live without it. But let's talk about it. But wouldn't it be
Local news and timeless hits. It's 97.9 WGBW with the Beach Boys. Once again, your multi-state keyword for 5 o'clock. Are you ready for it? It is holiday. 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 Text that in using the Civic Media app, and you could win $200 just like Kevin did yesterday. Holiday. The
passengers in time, lost in motion, locked together, day and night by trick of light. I must take another journey, we must meet with other names.
Welcome back.
We must meet with other names.
This is Nite Lite. I am Pete Schwaba, and it is great to have you with me, folks. Why, Conrad, why does Google ask me to sign in right before I need Google? Literally, the seconds are ticking down. Hey, can you sign in with that password you haven't used in a year? Awful. You should ask your friend ChatGPT about that.
You know, I don't. Maybe it'll tell me to make the passwords easier to remember.
Probably. All right, folks, we are moving on here. It's going to be really fun. I'm very excited to have my next guest on the show. She has spent over 40 years in the radio racket. I think did a little TV too, did some news, maybe spun some tunes, and hosted. I'm going to tell you about what she did. She did one of the coolest things ever. And is the creative force behind a song we'll tell you about in just a minute. But she most recently has hosted her own show here on Civic Media for the last 2+ years, I believe, with Greg Bach. And her name is Jane Matinaire, and the show is Matinaire on Air. And Jane joins us now over the stream. Hi, Jane.
Gentlemen, good evening. Thank you so much for having me. How are you?
Oh, it's our pleasure. I'm glad you were able to. It's a big week for you, so I appreciate you taking the time. And your house looks so festive. If that
I
is
brought
your
in the
house.
tree just for you.
Did you just cut that down a few
I
minutes
did,
ago?
yes, exactly. On my way home from work. Yeah.
I appreciate that. You're like Diana Ross. You could redo your living room for an interview.
Sure.
Cut down.
Me
a
and
tree.
Diana, we have so much in common, yes.
You do. Well, you both have had long careers, Jane. And how are you doing? Like, how do you feel this week?
It's a little unsettling. I won't lie. This has been my life for 44+ years. But at the same time, Pete, I was talking to a friend about this, and she asked me over the weekend how I was doing, and I said, I look back at things and where I started from, and I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
I am satisfied, and I think that's a gift. I do. I don't know that everybody gets to say that after their, whatever they chose to do over the course of their lives, that they can leave with some satisfaction. And I think I'm satisfied.
Wow. You're right. That's about all you can ask for. Before we continue with this line of questioning, do you have a favorite Jack Nicholson movie, Jane?
Oh, excellent question.
Thank
There are so many, but I love Something's Gotta Give that he did with Diane Keaton.
Yeah, great movie.
It's a wonderful film. It really is. It's a great, great movie.
That is a great choice. All right. So let's get back. I've got so much to ask you. You've spent many years doing news. And
I did.
I'm sure some of those, that could probably stay with you depending on the story. But can you share any highlights you had doing news, a good story or something you broke that was really cool?
Well, and I'm really grateful TMJ took me on, and I am not a journalist, Pete, and I've always been tried to be very clear about that. I have great respect for journalists, which I am not. I don't have a degree in that, but I had the opportunity to help out a charity in Slinger that did therapeutic horse ride lessons for adults and children with special needs. And they were going to be closed because they had a bathroom that was not ADA compliant. And so TMJ let me do a story about them and their attempts, and we helped raise enough money to get that bathroom put in. And as what
cool.
people were, but that's the other thing I found over the years, Pete, is how generous people in Wisconsin are. Truly, I've been involved in different fundraisers of all different kinds over the years. We did Stuff the Bus at the Mix for decades, and the day before Thanksgiving, a food drive. And people would come out in droves. We would fill up 3 buses full of donated food. And so I've always been overwhelmed and humbled by the generosity of our listeners and people who've listened to me in different places all over the years. But the other thing about doing news that I don't know I expected, and maybe that's why I'm not a journalist and I would not be a good journalist, because I found covering some things so very, very heavy.
Yeah.
And I found it very difficult. The Uvalde school shooting in particular, I found very, very upsetting. And I had a hard time shaking that off.
You had such a great, you mentioned TMJ, and that's where I started kind of doing some guest hosting. That's where I met you. I'm sure you don't remember me. I did like 20 shows. But I thought the second I heard you talk, Jane, I just think she has the best voice. And you kind of like, and you must know you have a great voice for broadcasting. When did you know that? Like, when did that occur to you?
Oh, but Pete, I've been a ham for such a really long time. It did. It started very early. I was raised Catholic from a big Catholic family.
Same.
We were in Mass when I was about 4 or 5. And it was a particular service where the priest goes through, let us kneel, and everyone kneels. Let us stand, everyone stands. Let us sit, everyone sits. And I said to my mother when everything was nice and quiet, quite loudly apparently, why doesn't he make up his mind? And the whole congregation burst out laughing. And it made it into the paper. And they hung it on the fridge. And I just remember thinking, well, all I did was ask what I thought was a perfectly reasonable question. And I got a great reaction that I never expected, this great laugh. And I think that kind of set me on a path to seek more of that. I want to make people laugh.
I trust your smart assery was nullified in the confessional, I hope, later.
I don't go anymore, so that kind of alleviates that problem.
You know, speaking of Catholicism, I'm the same way. 16 years, Jane, of Catholic school here, and it had no effect. No, I'm kidding. But I had, I remember making my first confession. A bunch of us were in line in like 3rd or 4th grade at this Catholic school in Chicago, and the priest he came out to yell at us, and I was next. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Now he knows what I'm going to say to him, because this was back in the day where you went in and there was that cloth there and they couldn't see who you were. But he just came out and gave us the business, and I'm like, well, now I got to go in there. He's going to know that I killed a guy in 3rd grade or something, you know.
Well, but they kind of could see through the little. We had the little screen.
Yeah,
you can't tell me you didn't know who was who. Come on. Who are we kidding?
So were you a DJ before you did news? Like, did you work at music stations?
Oh, that was the beginning. Absolutely.
Talk about that a little, please. That's
my
great.
very first job was at KNUJ Radio in New Ulm, Minnesota, which was a polka station in a very heavily agriculture community. And I helped them launch their hip FM station, KXLP. And when we first went on the air, there were only 2 of us. And I did middays from 10 to 2 or 3. And then he did 3 to 7 until we built out the staff. And then I was there for about 3 years and moved to the Milwaukee area. And when I started at the Mix, I started at overnights. But I went into radio because I wanted to be the cool night rock chick. And I am none of those things. I am not cool. I was never a rock chick. It was like, so when I started, no, but it wasn't, it didn't fit who I am. And I was doing nights on the Mix. And the general manager, Jack Lee, God bless him, apparently heard me and thought, she's pretty good. We should move her. And so they moved me to mornings. And that's where I spent the rest of my career, pretty much.
It must be tough going through life not being as cool as your voice. That's what I'm hearing. You don't think you were cool. I totally disagree. Jane Matnera is my guest. She is the host of Matnera on Air here on Civic Media for a few more days anyway. She's had an amazing career. We've got one texter, Tom in Hartford, Jane, who says, Polka Jane? Sure, that works.
Yeah, KNUJ played polkas. And what I remember very specifically about that, my first job there, was reading farm implement commercials live when there would be 4-syllable words that I had never seen before. And you're just, so I learned how to say things really, really quickly when I didn't know what I was saying.
When you said you were spinning polka tunes and then you went to, you set up a hip, you're not talking about polka as a hip.
No, we were,
Okay.
no. We played contemporary. It was probably
Gotcha.
hot AC would have been the category at that time.
Okay.
But it was, don't forget, this was the very early 80s. And so it was lots of Air Supply and Little River Band and that kind of stuff. And
All those bands that you are embarrassed to admit you love when their songs come on.
there are still some. I love Pure Prairie League. I still have
Me too.
I have old 70s albums, and I grew up on Bread and all those really sappy love songs, and now I am no longer a ballad person. I don't listen to ballads. They annoy me.
You're older and jaded. Now you're cool.
Well, jaded, certainly. Cool, questionable.
Jane, all right, so for the last couple years, you've been hosting your own show on Civic Media here. What has that been like? Had you done something like that previously? Your own talk show where you get to talk about events that you deemed important or that you were interested in? What's that been like?
It's been a wonderful experience, and I am so grateful to Civic Media because I came with Kristen Bry. I had met her when I was working at TMJ. She had gotten the opportunity with Civic Media, and she said, "You want to come with?" And I said, "Sure, let's go." Nice. And landed there. And then when she decided she had another opportunity that she took, and they offered me the opportunity, and I was a little intimidated, but I think producing for Kristen for that first about year really helped my confidence. And it's just about being informed, and I think, and reading as much as humanly possible about the things that you're going to be talking about, and admitting also that I don't know everything, and that's why we have experts on who can explain to me.
That's a great answer. We have Sydney Politics on the stream says, sorry if I missed it already, but what's happening with the Matnera show after she retires? Well, your co-host Greg will take over for a while, right? That's
Yes,
the plan.
that
How's
is
it
the
been?
plan.
How's it been working with Greg? Do you have
It's
to keep
been
him in line?
so wonderful. No, it's been so wonderful. We have had so many laughs, and in some very difficult moments. And there was a point about 2 months after the election, the presidential election, and I found a story, I think it was in the Cap Times, about they had a school naming contest in the Madison area to rename a school. And they left it up to the public. And so you know how it went. And so the choices were Schoolie McSchoolerson and Schoolie this, and the other one was Big Chungus. And and Greg and I were talking about this off the air, and we just had one of those laughing fits, when you just, it's so ludicrous and so silly. And we laughed like that, like we were 7 years old for about 10 minutes. Those are the moments I am going to miss and cherish and remember, and just to see how much he has grown in his role, and now that he's going to be stepping in. And it's very exciting. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy. It's been wonderful working for Calvin. I've loved everybody at Civic Media.
All right, Jane Matnair is here. We'll have her for a few more minutes. We're going to do a very short break. Tom also says, Jane, you were both wonderful, and we've got a little more text love I'll read after the break. Jane Matnair is here. We are coming right back. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light.
Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down on the night shift.
Welcome back.
You're singing proud.
So great to have you with me on this Tuesday night as we prepare for weather. It's looming. That's a great feeling. I hope you're inside and safe and warm, everybody, and talking about the things we love to talk about in life. We're doing it here tonight, movies, comedy, TV, and I'm going to give you the keyword again in our multi-state not adult, Conrad, what is it? Grown-up gift list.
Yes.
Not adult. That could be construed the wrong way. So it's our grown-up gift list in our multi-state text-to-win contest. We love our text-to-win contest. Once again, this hour's keyword, you have to use the app to text this in, folks, is holiday, Holiday. Holiday. Good luck, everybody. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite Jack Nicholson movie? Jack just turned 88 2 or 3 days ago. And more importantly, we're talking with our good friend and the host of Matnair on Air for the last couple of years here at Civic Media. She is hanging it up this week. So it's great that she took some time here to spend a few minutes with us on Nite Lite. Miss Jane Matnair.
So nice to be here. Thank you so much, Pete.
It's great, Jane. Thank you. It's been fun, like just listening to and learning from you for the last couple of years. So thank you for that. But you and I spoke recently on your show. Here's one of my memories I have of Jane Matanera. And you said, look for something in the movie Green and Gold that doesn't make sense. So I watched that movie like a hawk. And I'm like actively.
Where is it?
Performatively watching this movie. And I came up empty, but you had an issue with the ladder.
Yes.
With someone leaving a ladder out.
Yes. It was a plot point, and they needed an accident to happen in order to move the plot along. Right. So they had a ladder out in fall, and then it was Christmas time because there were Christmas lights on the eaves, and the ladder was still up. And I said, no self-respecting Wisconsinite would leave the ladder up and just put lights over it. It would never happen. It would never happen. And it just ate at me. It's like anyone who lives here, no.
That's so funny. Jim on the stream says, Jane's voice reminds me very much of Lauren Bacall, a legend in film. Have you heard that before, Jane?
I haven't. Thank you. Really? What a wonderful compliment. Thank you so much.
That's fantastic. So what are you going to do now, Jane? You're going to have all this time on your hands. Do you collect stamps or beer cans?
Stamps,
do you watch some color television?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be stamps. No, my husband and I are trying to get rid of things. We've been in our house for 24 years, and not that we're going anywhere, but you just accumulate so much stuff.
Yeah,
we have so much stuff. So I swear, Monday, I'm going to be taking my car to the shop because it started making a new noise. My 13-year-old Subaru, I'm not feeling good about this.
Oh,
but then I'm going to start going through things and trying to get rid of things. And I don't want to, I am trying to be as responsible as possible with goodwill and upcycling and as much of that as humanly possible to keep it out of landfills. So,
do you have that Catholic thing where you go, is God trying to tell me something because I'm hanging it up this week and now my car goes on the fritz? Is this God's way of getting back at me or telling me I should stay in radio, Jane?
Oh, no, I never thought that at all until you planted that seed in my head.
Jane, this has been so fun. I've loved having you on the show. I hope you'll still come back sometime, even though you're retired. You are going to be, you're going to need some things to do.
Oh, well, absolutely. Hey, they're letting me keep the laptop and the microphone. So I'm always available. And by the way, I have all your email addresses. So don't think you're getting rid of me. You think you can just hide from me? No.
All right. Before we let you go, I have one thing. A lot of people might not know this about you. And the great Mike Clemens is the one who told us about this. But you are also a songwriter. I made a film called The Godfather of Green Bay. We screened it last week in Madison. I feature the Macarena throughout the film as this drug guy's main song that he loves. I had no idea until recently that you wrote a version of that song with Mike Clemens. Do you care to elaborate?
Oh, absolutely. Our program director at the time, Brian Kelly, said Macarena is a huge global hit. It's waiting for a parody. I want you guys to do this. And so Mike and then my then partner, Dan Weber, and I all kind of took turns and wrote lyrics for it. And then Ryan and I went down to Chicago and recorded it. And it became a crazy, crazy sensation. We sold cassettes because that's how long ago it was.
Wow.
We sold cassettes for $5 and we raised, I believe it was $92,000.
What?
For the Child Abuse Prevention Fund. And we had a worldwide map up in the studio and we would put pins in because we were hearing from all over the world. We mailed cassettes everywhere.
All right. We have to hear just a quick snippet of that before we let Jane go. Conrad, if you please.
And a Brooks and an Edgar and a Red Cheek, Jackson and Chimera and a Holmgren and a Jackie, Jones and a Leroy and a Newsom and a Dorsey. Hey, Macarena, hut, hut. Red and a Brooks and an Edgar and a Red Cheek, Jackson and Chimera and a Holmgren and a Jackie, Jones and a Leroy and a Newsom and a Dorsey. Hey,
that's so great.
Macarena.
And if you thought the original Macarena got stuck in your head.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah, it's a bad earworm. You won't thank me. One little tidbit about the Macarena. The captain of the space shuttle at that time was from Wisconsin. And I actually have footage of NASA playing the Pac Arena for him as their wake-up call, and him doing a dance as he's floating. It's so cool.
What a cool thing. Hopefully, maybe a few more songs. You've got the time now, Jane, to check
That's
it out.
true.
So
I'll
before
do
we
some
let you
blues.
go, there you got the voice for it. John Murray in the 608 says, enjoy your retirement. You've earned it, and come back as a guest often as your family will allow. Be well, Jane. And my sentiments exactly. Jane, thank you so much. Enjoy your retirement, and please don't be a stranger.
I will not, and thank you so very much. Pete, Conrad, you guys take care. Take care, everybody.
All right, that's Jane McNair. You can still hear her this week. She's sticking around, and Greg Bach, her partner in crime, will be sticking around as well. So that's good. Thank you to Jane McNair. When we come back, we've got, Greg Vadney is going to be here talking about Manitowoc. We got a quiz for Greg, Wisconsin Historical Society stuff in the third hour, great holiday events, a lot coming. Question of the night. It's all happening here on Nite Lite. Great to have you with me. It's Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
In the sky, among the clouds in the heaven goes.
Local news and timeless hits. Local news and timeless hits. WGBW, Denmark, Green Bay.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Calls intensified to release the boat strike video. Senior Trump administration officials today briefing top congressional leaders on the second military strike that killed 2 survivors of the first one. On an alleged drug-running boat in the Caribbean, Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri supports showing the video to the American public.
Take whatever steps you needed to redact whatever is truly sensitive, but otherwise I'd release it. I mean, I think the American people would like to see it.
A New York federal judge today approved the release of grand jury materials from the trial that sent Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell to prison. We could be seeing that in the next 10 days. The Trump administration's ban on transgenders in the military can stay in place under a stay granted today by an appeals court in D.C. President Trump is speaking tonight about affordability issues in Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, part of what the White House says will be a nationwide swing this year. This is ABC News. A Waymo driverless car drove into the scene of an ongoing police arrest in downtown L.A. Officers hadn't yet blocked off the traffic when the vehicle drove right through. Waymo tells ABC News the vehicle was in the area for no more than 15 seconds. Notre Dame's athletic director Pete Bavacqua about being left out of the 12-team college football playoff.
It just boggles my mind that when we got off that plane that Sunday morning in snowy South Bend after the Stanford game, that was it. And that's not the way this season deserved to end with the performance of our football team.
He did get an invitation to play in a bowl game in Orlando, but said no to being part of the Pop-Tarts Bowl. UNESCO will decide tomorrow if authentic Italian cuisine should share the same protected status as Italy's cultural landmarks. Pizza and pasta to be protected in Italy. I'm Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Small businesses are the heart of America. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Find a mentor today at score.org.
You are listening to your local Civic Media radio station on air. Thank you. Did you know we are always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app too? And if you miss a show or game, find it wherever you get your podcasts or on our website, civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories continue across the area for 3 to 6 inches of additional snowfall accumulation along with a gusty breeze. Light snow for tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy and windy otherwise, with steady to slowly falling temps. It's 24 right now.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check that off. You've got this. Yes, you do. See how we've got you at yougotthis.usaging.org. A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by US Aging.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game,
Broadcasting live statewide from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
And now a guy who washes his hands even after using a towel, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back to Nite Lite, folks. Hope you're having a great night. Hope you got home safely. If you're still on your way, be careful out there. We've got weather coming our way. We are broadcasting from downtown Green Bay. It's supposed to start, of course, right during my drive home, but it's going to be bad in Madison, Milwaukee, here in northeast Wisconsin. There's a lot of stuff on the way, so be careful out there. That was a great hour number one. Would you say so?
I would say so.
You
That
know
was
what?
fun.
I don't even know if we can top it. Maybe we should just put a rerun on and get out of here.
Oh, you want to
Not
beat the
just saying
snow?
that to beat the weather. It was fun. We talked to Jane Matnair, who is the host of Matnair on Air here on Civic Media. She is retiring after over 40 years in broadcasting. What a career. Like spinning tunes, polka, rock, overnights, morning, did news, and then now hosting her own show for the last couple of years. That's quite a career. So it was fun to talk to Jane. But, it was funny because when that movie Green and Gold came out, and we had the director on the show.
Yeah.
Jane saw it before I did, and she said, I want you to notice something in it, and then we'll talk about it. She had me on her show, and I'm watching this movie looking for something that would jump out at me about it, that bugged Jane, and I'm kind of mad that she did that because I really didn't. The whole movie, I'm just looking for that.
You didn't even remember the story?
Something about the Packers. It was really strange. And then when I went on there, I didn't even relate to it at all. They left a ladder out. No Wisconsinite would ever leave a ladder out. I would.
Well,
do you own a ladder?
No, I actually don't. But I don't think my brother would leave out a ladder.
He's that kind of guy?
Yeah.
When you're looking in someone's second floor, always take your ladder with you when you go home. That's the lesson.
Maybe I'll get a ladder just so I don't leave it outside.
There, it just proved Jane's point. I think that's the least we could do because she's retiring. So we did that. We talked about this great story and about a 10-year-old kid. Do I still have that or did I throw that away? That was such a great story. Conrad found this on the Shepherd Express, and I'm just going to read it again because it's so funny. November 14th, a mom popped into an elementary school in Tennessee to deliver some paperwork, leaving her 10-year-old son in the car outside. She returned to the parking lot to find the car gone, a TV station reported, and assumed it had been stolen with her son inside. A witness said they had seen the car driving recklessly out of the parking lot, but when police checked the family home about a mile away, they found the car in the garage with the kid in the house with his dad. He explained that he had an argument with his mom and decided to drive himself home. Officers declined to press charges because he's too young and could not be held criminally responsible. You You probably want to keep a file on that kid, though. I've been mad at my mom. Even when I was a kid, I would never have the guts to drive an automobile a mile at that age.
Oh, definitely not.
That's a weird kind of kid.
I can't even reach. I couldn't reach the pedals.
Yeah.
I didn't know it to be at 10 at 2.
I'd be scared I'd hurt someone, too. Like, I got this. What 10-year-old?
That's a confident 10-year-old.
A little strange. So
I mean,
keep an eye on that kid.
Maybe he likes to drive. Maybe you'll see him at NASCAR one day.
Yeah, and then I'll have a great story. I do think it was interesting when I do a lot of voice text. You've seen some really crazy messages from me.
Yeah, definitely.
I was writing Jane's questions today, and it said, "It's my pleasure to welcome Jane Matt in here." I said Matt and Air, and voice text isn't going to get Matt and Air. So Jane Matt in here. And I got one for Greg Vadney, too. I'm going to share when Greg's here because that made no sense either.
I think, there's sometimes, like today, I get a message from you and it had,
what did I say now?
I think you didn't realize that it already had the whole message there, but it was a duplicate.
Oh, yeah. That happens sometimes when I hit send, the whole message it sends 2 messages.
I'm like, wow, he really wants to get his message across.
Did you get back to me?
No, probably not.
You didn't get back to me twice to even the score. All right, let's remind our awesome listeners what our question of the night. Here is the Nite Lite question of the night once again, folks.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Pregunta. Question. Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question. Questions.
Here we go. What is your favorite Jack Nicholson movie? One of the true legends of Hollywood. Maybe in the conversation as one of the greatest actors ever. Top 10? I don't know. Where do you rank him? You're welcome to share that as well. But what is your favorite Jack Nicholson movie? He just turned 88 like 2 or 3 days ago. And I've been meaning to talk about Jack Nicholson on the show. We have not. So Monica in the 608 says, here's Johnny, The Shining. Have you seen that?
No, actually, I have never. Well, all right, so I've seen it in a way of just a little bit.
Clips,
but I saw it in Ready Player One because a big part of that movie and the book is that they go through The Shining.
Wait, what do you mean?
So the movie Ready Player One is like all like VR, like it's like a video game movie kind of thing.
Okay.
And one part of it to get to this like Easter egg, they have to go through The Shining. Is like a video game. It's
had like an actual paranormal Shining episode.
Yeah, it was.
Oh wow,
it was crazy. It was. I mean, that if you haven't seen Ready Player One, that's a phenomenal movie. And
I have not seen it. When did that come out?
20, probably 2015 around there, 2016.
Okay. It's funny. I would make a joke like, "What is that?" I watch a guy play video games, but it wouldn't even be funny because that's what people do. People watch other people play video games. I know that's not the movie.
Well, it's not like a stream, it's like it follows a fantastic story.
Yeah. All right, cool. Good to know. Then we've got Matt in Middleton. He says, The Shining and As Good as It Gets are tied for me. Both are 2 sides of Jack. Oh, that's a great text, actually. That's very true. Thank you, Matt. Roger from Stevens Point. Also, Musco Day. Musco Day. All right. Don't let me forget that kind of guy.
And we're definitely going to do it again.
You take a memo. Well, we don't hear if we heard from Musco Day every day, we would know it, right? Yeah. Jim from Appleton says, my favorite Jack Nicholson movie is The Witches of Eastwick, with 5 Easy Pieces as a close second. 5 Easy Pieces is on my list for a rewatch. Thank you, Jim. Chris in the 773 says, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I like his old school movies. Yeah, no argument there, Chris. Great stuff. Jack from the 414 says, best Nicholson movie? Don't forget The Witches of Eastwick. It may not be his best performance, but he was so much fun in it. Very well put. Those are all great texts. Are we caught up on the stream, Con? Oh, we've got Daniel. I love this username, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights.
Keeping the people informed with highlights.
You think that's what he does? He's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel.
Check him out, yeah. He says, Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday to you, Daniel. Thanks for being with us tonight. And then our pal Craig Kinnett says, without a second thought, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I think that's our front runner so far. I said Chinatown. I think I'm the only one that said Chinatown. So do you have any thoughts? All right, now we're 1 day removed. And it's so funny that, like, you know, the Packers beat the Bears. But people in the national media, like Colin Cowherd was like, this is a win for the Bears because they apparently looked legit. That's how bad the Bears franchise is when you come close or it's a one-possession game, that's a win for you. And that didn't make me feel that good as a Bear fan. Now, they have been fun to watch this year. Like, no longer, gone are the days where I had to pirate the Bears game and the porn ads would come up and I go, well, this is better. I'm going to watch these. So that's a good thing. But,
well,
I don't know.
I mean, it was a great game.
It was a good game.
That's the type of rivalry I want, like, renewed. Because it was so fun to watch. I mean, I was stressed out. I'm sure you were stressed out on the Bears side, too. It was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, defenses played pretty well, and just watching the quarterback play was pretty cool, too. But, I mean, that run game for the Bears is legit.
It's totally legit. And to the point, Conrad, where I was like, I think the Bears had the ball with like 3:30 left. And it was obvious they didn't want the Packers to get the ball back.
Yeah.
But for a guy as smart as Ben Johnson was, and I'm glad he's our coach, I just did what you did, our coach.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think he managed the time really well. I don't know if Caleb would have thrown that pass. He could have run. I don't know. It's a weird thing, but
you know,
whatever.
I mean, I see his point of not letting you get the Packers. I mean, anytime you don't want the Packers to have the ball in the last possession,
especially when you don't have a pass rush.
Yeah,
and you have injured. Yeah, absolutely.
And I do think that if they do score there, they would have won for 2.
I do too.
And I mean, the next game is going to be, I think, even better too.
It should be. I think, and I should be happy. It's still, I want to beat the Packers, even though I live here and I don't hate the Packers. It's like, come on. But it's year one. I'm trying not to get too, it's a big improvement.
This is the thing you kind of saw with the Lions too, is that the first year with the new head coach, it was like they showed signs of greatness, but also weaknesses. And
Correct.
I mean, look at the Lions now.
Sage Weil, our fearless leader here at Civic Media on the text line, says A Few Good Men or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That is definitely our winner tonight. So far, we've got a ways to go, but One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is in the lead. A Few Good Men is the one I probably would have given my honorable mention to as well. I kind of forgot about it. But thank you, Sage. Good to know you're listening, and thanks for the text. Yeah, I agree. Let me ask you this, because I wanted to get to this last night, and we asked Mike Clemens a little bit. If you're Matt LaFleur and you're going across to shake Ben Johnson's hand, after Ben Johnson said that, and I'm sure Matt LaFleur is like, well, he's just trying to get the fans riled up. I'm sure he respects me, but he called him out over all the other coaches. I don't know if I'm shaking his hand either.
I'm doing the same thing as Matt LaFleur, just giving him a
very quick
good game. All right, see ya.
Do you remember, this was very funny, the Lions played Harbaugh's team. He was probably coaching San Francisco at the time. And when they were passing on the field to shake hands, Harbaugh shook his hand and put his hand on the guy's shoulder. Jim Schwartz was the Lions coach. Shook Schwartz's hand and kind of put his hand on the guy's shoulder and kind of pushed him away and ran. And Schwartz starts running and then realizes, and he gets a mad face and he turns around and goes back to Harbaugh. It was so beautiful. And it was vintage Jim Harbaugh, just trying to get under someone's skin. It was so great.
Well, speaking of hardball, last night's game, I don't know if you watched that.
I did not.
Jalen Hurts had 5 turnovers.
That's what I hear. I know.
That's rough.
I had so much to do to get caught up on the show after last weekend. It was like 11:30 when I finished working. I'm like, oh, I forgot about the game. And that was a good one. 2 good teams. That's rare. I mean,
it was just a turnover battle.
Yeah.
Because Justin Herbert had an interception and a fumble.
Yeah.
So overall, it was I think 8 complete turnovers with both teams.
Oh, that's terrible football. Hey, coming up in just a few minutes, folks, Greg Vadney will be here at 6:35 to tell us about a really cool event happening at the RAR West Museum in Manitowoc. Greg will be here in studio. We love when Greg is here. And we've got a Manitowoc quiz for Greg, one of our Nite Lite quizzes that we love giving. So that's coming up at 6:35. Then Jenny Peterson from Madison's History Maker Space, a really cool event happening on the Capitol Square this holiday season, will be here in hour number 3, or Act 3, as we like to call it. All that is coming up very shortly. We'll read some more of your texts when we come back. And after this very short break, I'm going to tell you about a statue that is being put up in Detroit that I just don't get. It's based on a movie character, and I just think it's stupid. But we'll have a discussion. As you know, phone lines are open. You can weigh in too. I'll tell you all about that coming up next. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
I remember these things the most. I see all my dreams come tumbling down. I won't be happy without you around. So alone I keep the wolves at bay. And there's only one thing I can say.
From Denmark to De Pere, this is 97.9 WGBW.
When I started my baking business at my kitchen table, I named it after my mom. Now, Vintage Rose has grown from a hobby to a thriving bakery and cafe. Everything from our cakes and cookies to sandwiches served on our homemade bread is made with love and care. Stop in for a tasty treat or lunch with the team, or grab a latte and a muffin at our drive-thru. Come be a part of our dream at Vintage Rose Bakery and Sandwich Shop off Mid-Valley Drive in De Pere.
Sturgeon Spirits of Oshkosh. Next door to their cocktail bar and tasting room on Oregon Street is the Ready Room, open for your next event. A private bar with aviation-inspired details. It's ideal for intimate parties, conferences, or holiday parties and reunions. Sturgeon Spirits, 2663 Oregon Street in Oshkosh, and at grocery and liquor stores throughout the Fox Valley. As you begin your holiday travels, buy local, drink global, and take a piece of Oshkosh with you. SturgeonSpirits.com.
Are you ever questioning when life will slow down? Are you ever thinking of just relaxing and enjoying the simple things? All of this is possible, even while still being in the workforce. Worthington, Minnesota is a town growing, yet it's nothing like metro life. Professional and labor jobs, a beautiful lake, bike trails, recreation, acres of public hunting, festivals, and great people. Slow down. We're just a short drive away, so come join us. Worthington, it's worth a look.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
Welcome back. Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. Greg Vadney, ladies and gentlemen, is, if we had a green room here at WGBW in downtown Green Bay, Greg would be in there having a cocktail right now. If we had a green room and this was the 60s and Dean Martin was here, Greg would be hanging out, having a cocktail, waiting to come onto the show. But he will be here shortly. He is the executive director of the RAR West Museum in Manitowoc. Beautiful Manitowoc. We're going to give Greg a quiz. He's going to tell us about a really cool Christmas event coming up. That's in just a few minutes. I saw this, and did you Google that thing I asked you to look at, Con, the RoboCop?
You should go into more details first and just...
Well, what do you mean? What am I missing?
Well, just kind of... I guess it's cool in some aspect, but, like... Why RoboCop?
Of all, like, Detroit has so many great people from Detroit, even movies that were shot there. They're erecting a RoboCop statue similar to the one of Rocky Balboa in Philadelphia. And I'm okay with like movie characters being erected in cities that they're known, they're synonymous with. But Bill Burr has a great joke about the Rocky statue. He's like, he equates it to racism. He says, how racist are you? You have an actual champion in Joe Frazier from Philadelphia, but they put up a fictional character of Rocky. It's a joke. It's funny. I don't have a problem with the Rocky statue. Rocky embodies a spirit, an underdog. I like that. RoboCop. Did you see this statue though? It looks like you're pulling into a police state because he's got the RoboCop on and the gun. It's awful, especially for this day and age. He looks like the king of the ice cartel or something. I don't know.
When I see statues, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But I feel like they never actually look like what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the Dwayne Wade statue?
Where would that be? In Milwaukee?
No, in Miami.
Oh, no.
It is by far.
Looks nothing like him.
No, it's terrible.
That's kind of true of the Jordan statue in Chicago, too. It looks like Jordan with the pose because he's extended and dunking.
Yeah.
But the face doesn't really,
I don't know. I think they should go back to the workshop on some of these statues.
Listen, I just think it's weird. You've got Beverly Hills Cop started in Detroit. Put an Eddie Murphy statue up. Or John Cusack from Grosse Pointe Blank. Or Motown. They probably already have a lot of Motown stuff there, but I just think RoboCop, it's so creepy. It looks like you're pulling into a police state. It's terrible. And Detroit is on the upswing. Like, things are looking up there. It's supposed to be great. I don't know. I just thought it was strange. What would your statue be in Green Bay if you could not pick a Packer?
Oh, that's
Tony Shalhoub?
Yeah, I guess I mean it's just one of the quarterbacks. I'm sorry, I can't.
Those are Packers kind of.
I'm sorry, it's like
unless you meant a quarterback of like St. Norbert's, that would work. All right. Our question of the night, folks, is what is your favorite Jack Nicholson movie? Jack Nicholson just turned 88. I don't think he's working anymore, but he has just turned 88. He's had a monstrous career, and he is a really good actor. He's very much a caricature, and every bad stand-up comic had their Jack Nicholson impression. If they did impressions, that was like their go-to, the first one. And most of them were pretty bad. But he turned 88, so that's kind of cool. And Conrad, did you know the Winter Olympics are right around the corner?
I actually didn't. But now I'm excited. I love watching
really
the snowboarding.
Okay,
it's so fun to when I was growing up, I always watched Shaun White, and that's just
the flying tomato.
Just doing those tricks. Just, like, I used to snowboard, and I was so unathletic on it. I broke my collarbone in half.
Really? You're supposed to put your feet on the snowboard, though, right?
Well, all right. So let's just say this: I was trying to impress someone, and I went over the smallest little roller, and a little jump, and I tried doing a 360, and I got 90 degrees.
Ooh, that's not even
clipped my board, and then instead of putting my head first, like when I was falling pretty fast, I put my shoulder first, and let's just say my bone snapped in half.
Were you trying to impress a girl? And you look like a total spaz? That's the best, though. I mean, I'm sorry you were injured, but it is funny when, like, one of your friends is trying to impress someone.
Yeah.
I remember a friend of mine during intramurals, we were playing intramural hockey, and this girl he liked walked into the gym. He tried to put the jersey on quick, but his arm got caught, and he's flailing around because he knows she's coming, and he just looked like the biggest spaz ever. But you actually had an injury.
Yeah, well, so after I did that, I bombed the hill. I went straight down it. And I didn't know anything was wrong. Adrenaline was just pumping, obviously.
Yeah.
I felt something, but I was like, just a little bruise. And I tried to unhook my bindings, and my arm was just limp. Just like, I couldn't move it. I'm like, that's when the adrenaline stopped. And I was like, okay, that's pain.
This is bad, too, because I brought this up because it seems like the Winter Olympics are always right around the corner. Do they do the Olympics every year for winter sports? It seems like it's way more often than 4 years.
I think it's every 4.
That's what it's supposed to be. I always thought it was.
Well, no, I think it's, I don't know. I really like the Winter Olympics, actually. I think it's fun to watch.
You know what's fun to watch? two dudes on the luge, laying on each other. Yeah. Go for it, guys.
I mean, look how fast they're going, though. That's cool.
That's insane. Yeah. It's, it's like spooning and sledding. It's like a crazy sport.
You practice. All right, you ready to spoon?
Let's just spoon here on the floor first, and then we'll try it on a luge and see how that works out. Oh, man. Is that promo material?
I think so.
All right, we've got text to read. I'm going to tell. Oh, I wanted to get into Stranger Things too, but we'll do that. We'll do that soon. Greg Vadney is here coming up next, folks. After the news, we're going to talk about a really cool event happening in Manitowoc, and it's right around the corner, just like the Winter Olympics. And we're going to give Greg a Manitowoc quiz. We'll see how he does. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Oh, my Lord, I really want to know you. I really want to go with you. I really want to show you, Lord, that it won't take long, my Lord. Hallelujah, my sweet Lord.
From Ashwaubenon to Alloway, this is 97.9 WGBW.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Calls intensified to release the boat strike video. Senior Trump administration officials today briefing top congressional leaders on the second military strike that killed 2 survivors of the first one. On an alleged drug-running boat in the Caribbean, Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri supports showing the video to the American public.
Take whatever steps you needed to redact whatever is truly sensitive, but otherwise I'd release it. I mean, I think the American people would like to see it.
A New York federal judge today approved the release of grand jury materials from the trial that sent Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell to prison. We could be seeing that in the next 10 days. The Trump administration's ban on transgenders in the military can stay in place under a stay granted today by an appeals court in D.C. President Trump is speaking tonight about affordability issues in Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, part of what the White House says will be a nationwide swing this year. This is ABC News.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories continue across the area for 3 to 6 inches of additional snowfall accumulation along with a gusty breeze. Light snow for tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy and windy otherwise with steady to slowly falling temps. It's 24 right now.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts. Help is just a phone call away at 1-800-677-1116.
You are listening to your local Civic Media radio station on air. Thank you. Did you know we are always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app too? And if you miss a show or game, find it wherever you get your podcasts or on our website, civicmedia.us.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think. Retinitis pigmentosa.
I could feel at the time there was no way of knowing for the leaves in the night who can say when they're glowing as free as the wind, hopefully learning why the sea on the tide is no way turning.
Taking my time here. Hey, welcome back. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. Conrad Krieger working the board tonight, producing the show. You are due for a haircut, aren't you?
It's been like 2 months.
Is that a weird thing to say? It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
And I'm locked in because Conrad gets a haircut religiously every what?
2 months?
2 months. Okay.
Yep.
Is
Is that how it works when you have hair?
Well, that was not a very nice thing for me to bring up, Greg. I swear it had nothing. I was not trying.
No, that's fine. I deal with it. You know, that's why I grow the beard.
The beard is sweet.
I just want hair to grow in some direction.
Greg Gavadny is here, folks. That is Greg's voice. He is joining us in the studio as he does periodically here at Nite Lite. We love when Greg drops by and spends some time with us. So Greg, you're the executive director of the Rar West Museum in Manitowoc.
Yes, sir.
You also happen to be a very big fan of the Winter Olympics, which we were just talking about before the break.
My older brother, Brian Vadney, shout out. And I loved the Olympics growing up because obviously we all love the patriotism of it when you're growing up in kind of like Cold War, right?
Right.
But also the obscure sports. Man, I have come to the realization in my older age, there's nothing I love better than watching somebody who's really good at something,
I
do
totally agree.
whatever they're really good at.
Absolutely.
No matter what, whether it's cooking or, rope climbing.
Reading. You ever watch a guy read?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Man, look at him go. Turning pages.
Lips moving, turning pages. Yeah.
But also, man, watching bobsledders go or even like curling, stuff like that. I can watch that forever and then like learning these new sports. So I'm totally in.
Okay.
So like I can remember trying to explain to friends that there was something called Nordic combined. And they'd be like, yeah, it's where you like cross country ski and then you shoot. I'd be like, no, that's biathlon.
Yeah.
Nordic combined is a competition that is in the Olympics where one person does cross country skiing and then the next day they ski jump. And then they have like a combined score, the time and the length. So that's an Olympic sport where you have to there's no downhill, no slalom. You have to combine cross country skiing with ski jumping. Like
too hard.
How can you not love
different.
that?
No, that's
Some
good.
Finn is going to break his legs. I want to watch it.
Listen, I like the Olympics. I like competition. It seems like it seems like the Winter Olympics are always, every time I turn around, it's the Winter Olympics. It's like, let's take a breath. But
I don't know. I think it's every 4 years.
You're probably right.
But
you know,
they started staggering it in 94.
Yeah,
where the Winter Olympics and the Summer Olympics are at a different time.
But you told me growing up in New York, a story when you first got here.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about my own Nordic combined. So growing up, I really didn't ski that much. My family didn't ski, but a lot of my friends skied. We had a ski club at school and all that because I grew up in upstate New York. And one of my very good friends, I'm shouting out names all night tonight,
Awesome.
Mike Dowd. His family had a place in Lake Placid where they had the Olympics. So when we were in our 20s, a bunch of us went up to hang out for a weekend in Lake Placid. And I had skied a few times, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to try snowboarding. So in the morning, I went rented a snowboard and started to test it out on the beginner hill and all that. And I'm with a bunch of 8-year-olds. And the rest of my friends are skiing because they know what they're doing. So we have lunch together, maybe, have a few drinks. And my buddies are all like, well, why don't you come with us? You've kind of gotten the hang of this. You can hop on the gondola at Whiteface, which is the Olympic mountain where they had the Olympic downhill. And, we're going to go up to the Double Black Diamond, but you can stop off at Intermediate. And I was like, all right, sounds good. So we hop on the gondola. Gondola doors close. They all start laughing. And I don't get it for a second or two. And they're like, dude, there's no stop on the gondola. It's going to the top of the mountain.
There's only one way down.
So I remember I was like a dog rubbing its butt on the floor, trying to find a way to not go down the Black Diamond. But there's only one way down, So I start trying to go as slowly as possible. But it's a series, and anybody who's learned how to ski or snowboard knows this. It's a series of bombing down way too fast for 150 yards, and
You
then
must have been
careening
so
out of
freaked
control.
out.
And my buddies thought it was funny for maybe 2 minutes, and then they were like, somebody's gonna get hurt. And I remember crashing into a little kid, and I mean, I caught him.
Yeah.
But his parents were not happy. And I was like, I'm sorry. I am completely helpless. I am in an uncontrolled fall down a mountain right now. And I'm sorry your child got in the way.
So crazy.
So that's my buddies.
But
I'm still good friends with them.
But did they know how to ski? Could they handle that? Or
They
was
were
it a
all
joke
Black
on every...
Diamond skiers.
Oh,
they
wow.
were
So it was
just
you.
fine.
And they were just
It was
messing with
me.
you.
And they thought it was hilarious until they were like, wait, we might have killed our friend.
Oh, that's so
It was
awful.
scary.
Wow.
It was a scary drop. I was not ready for it.
But
Conrad, you're a snowboarder a little bit. You probably could have handled it.
I haven't snowboarded since I was 14, so
And he broke his collarbone.
almost
Oh,
12 years.
Yeah.
I survived. I remember skiing one of the first times I was skiing and thinking, how do people get hurt? Because I was on a beginner hill, and then I started to really, really go. And then the next thing I knew, everything was everywhere. The yard sale where,
I've done that a
pole
couple
is in a
times.
tree. And I was face down, and I'm like, oh, that's how you get hurt. Okay.
That's how you learn, too,
I got it.
right?
Yeah.
I don't even we were at Blue Harbor once in Sheboygan. And I lived in LA for years. I never learned how to surf. I always meant to. I thought I was going to stay out there, and I just never learned. I don't ski. I'm not really an outdoorsy guy, Greg. I'm kind of an inside guy.
Inside guy.
I like my color TV.
Yeah.
But at Blue Harbor, I thought, you know what? I'm going to get on one of those boogie boards on the wave thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've
So-
got the wave.
I'm holding the hand of the person that works there. That looks very masculine. As I step onto the board, and I'm on the board for about maybe a quarter of a second, and then and I don't know where I am. My shorts came down to varying degrees. I thought I was it was nuts. And I thought I was when I came to, I was at the bottom, right at the, in 3 inches of water. And then the thing shot me back up. My wife and kids were laughing so hard. And I'm apologizing to people because it's a family atmosphere. And
Well,
you
yeah.
you don't know what you're doing. It's terrible. And there are reels all over social media of guys
Of people that
like
do
me
that.
thinking they can handle something. It was the dumbest thing I ever done.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
They would make a ton of money by just selling super slow-mo of
Yeah.
that
you have to
for the family
blur
members
part
to
of it out,
buy.
though. But we're all athletes. I think that's what.
Yeah,
that's my message
definitely
here.
the point of what we're talking about right now.
Greg Vadney is here. Greg, I have to tell you, I was saying this to Conrad earlier. I use voice text a lot because first, when I started typing, my writing muscles no longer work. I can't write. My cursive's terrible. Now I do voice text because I'm too lazy to type. And then I have to typically go back and fix everything. But when I wrote down your name today, it was Greg. Wait, where is that? I had that somewhere here. Greg. saying bad knee. It was
Bad
Greg
knee.
Bad Knee. So maybe a callback from your skiing story. I don't know. But
I will tell you what, that resonates in this 50-year-old body.
Okay, good to know. But your last name is Vadney. And
Vadney.
It's great to have you here. You are the in charge. You're the man, the executive director of the RAR West Museum in Manitowoc. And
Yeah.
It's such a great museum here in Northeast Wisconsin. And you know, we were talking about this at the beginning of the show. Manitowoc is such a beautiful city, right on the water.
Yeah.
I feel like more people should want to go to Manitowoc.
It
even
is.
though it is
I
a
mean,
destination.
I'll tell you, being that I am from New York originally, the museum is on North 8th Street, and that means we're 8 blocks away from Lake Michigan. And when you, even in the winter, get like the sun coming up over Lake Michigan, it's resort. You know, that's it's the feeling of resort. And in the summers, I've taken photographs that look like the Caribbean, because where we are at Manitowoc on the lake, you get this azure bluish green on the lake that on the right day in July, you can think to yourself,
like the
where are the
Bahamas
palm
or some-
trees,
Yeah,
man?
yeah.
This is pretty resort-like. And of course, no matter what season it is, we have some wonderful culture, including the RAR West Art Museum.
It's a great facility, and you have a really cool exhibit happening now or coming up, the Keith Haring subway drawing.
Keith Haring just
talk
opened
about
on
that.
Sunday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that is the end. It's the end of our 75th year. We're celebrating our 75th anniversary here in 2025. And we wanted to wrap it up with something big. And for us, there are a few names as big as Keith Haring. Now, I say that knowing that listeners might not know the name Keith Haring immediately, but you will recognize his artwork because you've probably seen it on T-shirts, on advertisements, on buttons, on hats. Keith Haring passed away in 1990, but his artwork still resonates. And we've got a collection of artwork that he did very early in his career, but it's very recognizable. We're talking about things like his Radiant Baby, Three-Eyed Monster, his dogs. I can actually,
if you can hold them up, hold them up to the
I
stream.
can hold up some of these for the anybody who's viewing. They're very simple ideas, but
Yeah,
if
I
you
know this
look
dude.
at something like this, that's Keith Haring, and you've
Can you
probably
see that,
seen
Con?
it
Hold
a
it up
million
a little more
times.
if you can, Greg, just a little closer.
Yeah. There you go. Oof. I got to get my backwards.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
you know,
right.
these dancing figures.
The guy running, yeah.
These are things, and the dog and all that. These are, this is artwork that resonates here. I'll hit it again there.
Yeah. Oh, hold it up to the
There
camera. There we go. Up a little bit. Yeah, sure.
And
oh, wow.
So we get to tell his story a little bit and talk about how he came up with this. Because when you look at it, you're like, okay, it's very simple. Like
Yeah.
these are very elementary type things. Yeah, there's the feeling of I could have done this.
Right.
And here the deal with Haring was, one, he grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania, and he loved cartoons like anybody from the middle part of the century. He was born in 58, grew up in the 60s and early 70s, and he's doodling. He's doing cartoons like every kid. He loves Disney. He loves, Warner Brothers cartoons. But he, from childhood, was an artist. And he started to develop first in Pennsylvania and then going to school in New York City in 1978. In New York, in 1978 to 1980, he ends up there at a time where culture in New York turns on its head and then explodes into the 1980s. And he's at the forefront.
Let's pick up right there. Greg Vadney is here. We'll have more with Greg after this very short break. We're talking about Keith Haring and his very simple but very not simple art. We'll talk more about that and all things happening at the RAR West with our pal Greg. After this very short break, it's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
But when the night is falling You cannot find the light. You feel your dreams are dying. Hold tight. You got the music in you.
Heard that, I thought it was the actual song "True" by Spandau Ballet, but it was
that was Set
PM
Adrift
Dawn.
on Memory Bliss.
Yes,
PM Dawn.
Great tune.
How about that?
I don't mind sampling when it's kind of really different. Like,
yeah,
that's a great song.
It is, and they must have. If the original was Spandau Ballet.
Spandau Ballet.
So
True.
that wouldn't have been very long after the original that
True.
was sampled.
Maybe 10.
Yeah,
10, 12 years.
10 years.
That's the voice of Greg Vadney. I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite. Greg is the executive director of the RAR West Museum in Manitowoc, a great little gem of a museum that we have here in Northeast Wisconsin. Before the break, we were talking about the Keith Haring subway drawings exhibit that you just opened recently.
Yeah, that's right. So it's very fortunate for us to be able to get a collection. There have been a few Keith Haring exhibits that have traveled around the country, but they are major exhibits in major museums, and his artwork, it's really hard to come by. So we really lucked into this. We are working with the Alex Trimper Gallery out of Greenwich, Connecticut. Alex had come to us with his collection of these Subway drawings, and I'll explain those in just a second.
Okay.
But for a museum our size to have a Keith Haring exhibit
Incredible.
is nearly unheard of. And this is the first time that any of these drawings have been seen in the Midwest.
Really?
They
How
will
do you
be-
do it? How did you get them, Greg?
It was
connections or
connections, pure connections in this
good for
case.
you, man? Wow, that's impressive.
Right place, right time. These have exhibited on the East Coast and in Europe, but they've never been out here in the Midwest. So we are really, really happy to be able to have them at the RAR West. And we have about 35 Subway drawings.
Okay.
And I feel the need to explain. So as I had kind of shown people, and once again, I encourage people, just Google Keith Haring and you'll say, oh, I've seen that. But Haring did designs that were very basic. And some of the reason why he did basic designs was because he moved to New York in 1978. He was studying at the School of Visual Arts in New York. And he fell in love as soon as he went to New York with graffiti. He saw it everywhere. This is 1978, 79 in New York City. The subways are filled with them. But the other thing about the subway was when advertising posters in the city, the advertisement, ran out when the advertisement had run its course. MTA, the Metropolitan Transit Authority, would cover it in black paper. Well, the story goes that one day he was at the Times Square subway station and he saw this black paper in a frame, just blank black paper. And he was like, this is my chance to be a graffiti artist. So he went upstairs, bought some white chalk, came back down, and did a chalk drawing. So it had to be quick and simple. And he started to do these, much like subway writers, much like graffiti artists, were doing the same thing you would see over and over again because that was kind of their calling card.
Their signature, right?
It was their signature.
Exactly.
And for him, it was the radiant baby. Like a crawling baby with lines coming off of it. And that is probably the best known Keith Haring. So he started to do this and it was illegal. He would get arrested from time to time. He'd get a ticket usually, not nothing big. But he began to build a name for himself. So by 1980, 81, when he's doing this, people are like, I see these things in the subway, and they're babies or monsters or dogs. He would do robots, but he was kind of unknown. By then, he had kind of stepped away from school, and he was working at different galleries in New York, and he was kind of getting himself plugged into the New York scene. And this is a time where New York is really bubbling. Right? It's gotten through the bad years in the 1970s. And I'll tell you what, the other thing is that he's there when hip hop is blowing up. So he falls in love with hip hop. He becomes good friends with people like Afrika Bambaataa and Fab Five Freddy, Grandmaster Flash, some of the big early names in rap and hip hop.
Wow.
And they are all kind of working together. And he has this period in late 1981 where he has 3 shows, 2 group shows and 1 solo show. He goes from being an unknown who people might have noticed his work in the subways to, by 1982, he's doing solo shows all around the world. He's in Milan, he's in Paris, he's in Tokyo, and he's all over New York. And he goes, 0 to 1,000, right, into the stratosphere. And he becomes probably second to Andy Warhol, the most popular, biggest artist in the world, and certainly the biggest artist in New York. His good friend Jean-Michel Basquiat is also like a big artist in the 1980s.
I've heard him too, yeah.
But he and Basquiat are both bright burning stars. This is like 1982, let's say, they become famous. Basquiat's dead by 88 from a drug overdose, and Haring contracts AIDS in 88 and dies in early 1990. So it's only a 7-year period where these guys are the biggest thing on earth. And Haring continued to do the subway drawings up until 85. So he goes from being a guy who the police are hassling to 2 years later, when he's doing those drawings, the police are calling their buddies and being like, Haring's here. And he's taking the subway and he does like 40 of these a day. So he'd go on the subway before he was famous and after he was famous. He'd get on the subway and he'd travel to all of these stops looking for the paper. And if he had blank paper, he had his chalk, he would draw it. He'd do it in like 2 minutes, and then he'd get on the subway, sometimes with a group of other people who would just follow him around to watch. And that's where these subway drawings came
and
from.
they're at the RAR West.
They're at the RAR West. These are some. Most of them got torn up and thrown out. He did probably thousands of them during a 5-year period, but there are only handfuls of them left. And so this is part of the collection. It's really cool. You can see some of like the poster that's still glued to them.
That's so cool. And you have them. We'll talk more about this. This is great. Greg Vadney is here, folks, the executive director of the RAR West Museum in Manitowoc, a really outstanding art museum, and they have a great display on right now. Keith Haring, yeah. And all right, when we come back, folks, in hour number 3, more text to win. We're going to talk Wisconsin Historical Society, and we'll spend a few more minutes with our pal, Greg Vadney. Pete Schwaba, Nite Lite, coming right back.
Dream of love so true. I talk.
Sent you 3 new texts to your chat.
Okay.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who writes checks his mouth can't cash, Pete Schwaba.
That's me. Welcome back, folks. We are kicking off Act 3 on this really fun Tuesday edition of Nite Lite. What a show we've had, Conrad. I don't use the term local Emmy very often.
You know, we reported a great story, and I just think that, requisition.
Do you think I should go into it again? Maybe because Greg hasn't heard this, but about the...
Yes.
All right, Greg Vadney is here. He is my guest from the RAR West Museum in Manitowoc, and he just sat here and listened to me brutalize.
I was riveted. It was Emmy worthy.
Greg, this is a story about a kid who got mad at his mom. I'm not going to read the whole thing again in case there are people still listening, but I can't get enough of this story. This kid was mad at his mom. His mom went into the school. A 10-year-old boy had an argument with his mom. Mom went into the school to get some stuff. Comes back, the car's gone. She thinks the car's stolen.
With him in it. She's
with
panicked.
him in it. She is totally panicked. A witness said they saw the car drive away recklessly. The police went to the home. The kid is at the home with the dad, drove the car himself, parked it in the garage.
He was upset at mom.
And that's how he
he's
got
like,
back at her.
that's it, I'm driving home.
I'm going to endanger other people's lives. Beautiful story. That's from the Shepherd Express in Milwaukee. We've got text to win stuff coming up in just a few minutes, folks. Greg Vadney, as I mentioned, is here. We will be right back with Greg. Coming up at 7:35, Jenny Peterson from Madison's History Maker Space will be here. That is a Wisconsin Historical Society outfit. They do great work there. We'll talk to Jenny at 7:35. Right now, Con, I think we should remind people of our Nightlight question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question.
Question.
Questions.
Oh, yeah. What is your favorite Jack Nicholson movie, folks? Jack just turned 88 the other day. And we've had, I would say, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is by far and away our winner. For me, it's Chinatown. Conrad chose, he started in something with The Rock or something. No.
Well, I was, I love Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And I was making a joke that it wasn't actually anger management. It was Batman.
That's right. It was Batman.
And
he played the Joker.
Yeah, I actually really do like that.
Greg,
that
do you
version.
have a favorite Nicholson movie?
Well, I'm gonna say A Few Good Men.
Yeah, that's
and I'm
great
gonna
one.
say it because I did A Few Good Men as a play in high school.
Oh,
and the guy who played Jack Nicholson's part, I'm gonna throw
Get
it back,
outta
Mike
here.
Dowd, the
Oh.
same guy who had the house in Lake Placid
Who
that we
almost
went
killed
skiing
you.
from, and who almost killed me.
Played the Nicholson role, and
Yeah.
it's a great. That's one of those movies you can't turn off when you're flipping
No,
around.
it's
The performances
absolutely
are great.
Yep.
The aesthetic of it is great. The dark streets of DC and investigating this thing. And it's just
you know what
so
I love
great.
about it is they could have shoehorned like a love relationship between
yeah.
Demi Moore and Tom Cruise's character, and they didn't.
I love that too.
That's so refreshing that they didn't feel the need that, we need them to kiss.
Especially, it just takes you out of the story sometimes. It's so terrible when they do that.
Yeah.
But Hollywood often feels like they have to do that. So that's our question of the night, folks. Let us know your favorite Nicholson movie at 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. If you're listening on the app and you need the app to play text to win, you can send us a comment over the app, or if you're watching the radio on YouTube, Facebook, or X, you can drop us a stream comment. We always love to get comments and love when you guys participate. There are no right or wrong answers, folks, so fire away your favorite Nicholson movie. As I mentioned, we'll do text to win. Should we do text to win right now, Con?
Yeah.
Would that be the craziest thing in the
let's
world?
do it.
Okay. Let's do this, and then we'll talk more to Greg about some of the cool stuff they have happening at the RAR West. But right now, in this 7 o'clock hour, folks, it is time to play Civic Media's grown-up gift list multi-state text-to-win contest. We are only going through this Friday, folks, so give yourself as many chances to win as you can. And I'm about to give you the keyword. Greg, could you use an extra $200?
I can use an extra $200.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do.
That'll get me to the Olympics.
Get your phone. Can Greg play? Would that be weird? It might be weird if he won, because people might think,
I don't play to lose, man.
All right. So all you have to do, folks, text in the keyword on the app. That is the only stipulation, and you could win $200 cash. You'll automatically be enrolled for our 3 grand prizes. You can only win one: a brand new snowblower, a stainless steel cookware set, or a portable air conditioner. And Conrad, when people get a confirmation text back, what should they do?
Well, you can click the link, and you can earn extra entries, which is pretty cool. You just have to subscribe to the Civic Media Today newsletter, and then you can go to the Apple Music podcast for Nite Lite. Subscribe to that. And on
Spotify too, right?
Yeah, and on Spotify.
So sign up for that. You give yourself more chances to win. Yeah, absolutely. And right now, our 7 o'clock hour keyword, folks, is music. MUSIC, music. Text that in, and best of luck. I hope one of my Nite Lite listeners tonight walks away with $200 and a grand prize. So we will remind you of that text or of that keyword later in the hour as well. Right now, Greg Vadney is here, folks, and we've been talking to Greg. He is the executive director of the Rar West Museum in Manitowoc, a fantastic museum in beautiful Manitowoc. We were talking about the Keith Haring subway paintings or drawings. Drawings, right?
Subway drawings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're big. Like you think he was using essentially poster size or larger. So these are giant, kind of like life-size characters that he drew. And like I had said before break, there's only a 5-year period where he was doing these, but he did a ton of them.
That's crazy.
But the thing was that they were all done. This is paper that's like glued on top of a poster.
Yeah.
So you can see some of the poster remnants actually underneath them, which is great because it ages them. And also you'll see that other people have tagged them. So there's graffiti on top of his graffiti on a few of them. So it really is an interesting story. And he's, like I had said, he comes of age in the early 1980s when things are just blowing up. We talked about like the hip hop and also new wave and late punk era is booming in New York City. I always think of like Saturday Night Live's second run with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
They're running in the same circles too, these guys. The Mets are starting to come around by the 1985. It is, and then of course, there's a lot of money. Wall Street is exploding, and there's just so much going on in the 80s. And for me, having grown up in Albany, New York, I was far removed from New York City, but it still felt like this was my home state. So I felt like I was
You're
a part
close
of
to
it.
Yeah.
And I have these vivid memories of childhood, of like the first time I saw people breakdancing.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And I was pretty young at the time.
The New York City Breakers. That was a big group. I remember that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember vividly being at my friend's house and listening to Run DMC for the first time.
No kidding.
Like as a little kid. And our parents did not want us listening to it. But like, so.
And it's so tame now, right?
Comparatively.
I know. Yeah.
This Haring exhibit has been great for me because I've just gone back to the 80s because he was a quintessential New York 1980s artist. But I'll tell you what, one quick one. When we were doing the exhibit, we wanted to make some kind of local Midwest connection. We found out in 1983, Marquette University invited him to come out because, again, with his kind of simple characters, he did a lot of mural designs. And he could do a mural where he would draw and have people paint. And he loved working with kids groups. Well, he worked with Marquette University to do a mural there because they were building, at the time, their art museum, which is still there.
Yeah.
But they had him come in and paint the construction fence. So they got plywood, put the plywood over the fence, and he spent 3 days. He traced out a lot of his major designs, like the 3-headed monster and the radiant baby
Nuclear
and
babies,
the snake and all this dancing figures and all that. And then students in-painted it. So they painted it all in a day glow yellow. His partner at the time, a guy by the name of Juan de Bose, came and DJ'd and like hundreds of people showed up. It was just like a big dance party. Because when he created this stuff, it was also kind of performative.
Yeah.
And so people could get involved. And it's, I believe, the most valuable thing they have in the Marquette Art Collection now.
Really?
Is the old fence, the construction fence, is their most expensive piece of artwork, the most valuable piece of artwork.
That is so
but that's
cool.
the power of Keith Haring, because his art brought people together. It was basic, but in being basic, it was universal. So he could be an artist who could do a show in Tokyo or Milan or in the Midwest. And it resonated with people because they were basic figures telling the story of humanity.
That's Greg Vadney. He's the executive director of the RAR West Art Museum in Manitowoc. And I love, I can tell why you're so good at your job, Greg, because you are speaking with such passion about this
stuff.
Great exhibit you got. And tip of my hat for getting this. I do want to get to a couple other things you have coming up.
But I do want to mention on January 21st, I'm going to be talking about this. We're going to do a gallery tour, which will be a bunch of fun. And Alex Tremper, the collector, is going to be at the museum on February 15th at the closing. So I want people to lock that in. But the basic thing I want to tell them to do is go to our website, rarwestartmuseum.org, where you'll find all this information. We're also doing a collab with the Manitowoc Symphony Orchestra. I said we're celebrating our 75th. They're also celebrating their 75th.
Nice.
So we're doing a Keith Haring collab party where we're going to be playing both classical music from the 1980s and also have a DJ playing music that Haring would have been playing. So that is going on Saturday, January 10th. So in January, you get through the holidays.
Yeah.
Then we got a bunch of Haring stuff for you.
You still got to find something
Start
to do.
the new year with
a
a bunch of Keith Haring stuff down at the RAR West.
I want to get this into before the break, because it looks like there's only one more opportunity to do this, but it seems like a really fun event you do. And it's called Late Night Date Night, which involves a scavenger hunt. The museum stays open later. It sounds so fun, and it looks like your last one is December 11th, a couple days from now. Tell us about
Thursday
about that.
night. So we just decided we'd stay open late a few nights each month, and allow for people to come in, make it on their schedule, and that allows for people. Maybe you make it a date night, or maybe you go solo and enjoy it all on your own. But the museum is open, like you had said, this Thursday night, and usually at least once a month we try to make it available to people, and people love scavenger hunts. So we've got scavenger hunts. You can find out things about the collection, our permanent collection, the Haring exhibit, or something we haven't really talked about, which is Christmas in the Mansion, where our historic Vilas Rar Mansion is all decorated for the holidays.
Can we keep you? We got to do one more short break. Can we keep you for a few more minutes, and we'll talk about the Christmas in the Mansion? But that late night date night, that's like school sleepover or something. It seems like it seems like really fun. All right, Greg Vadney is here. He's going to stick around for a few more minutes, and we're going to send him on his way before the weather hits. And I don't know if we'll get to our Manitowoc quiz that Conrad worked so hard on, but maybe we'll do a couple questions. Greg is here, and we've got some fun Christmas stuff in Madison happening. We're going to talk about at 7:35. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're coming right back. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba.
I drive off in my car, but whichever way I go, I come back to the place you are. All my instincts, they return. The grand facade so soon will burn.
WGBW and WGBW.FM.
Appleton Cigar Company on College Avenue has been serving the community for over 25 years. If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee, with over 706 cigars to choose from in a walk-in humidor. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans.
So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check that off.
You've got this.
Yes, you do. See how we've got you at yougotthis.usaging.org. A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered.
Schwaba. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, and we are barreling through a Tuesday here in beautiful downtown Green Bay with our current guest, Mr. Greg Vadney, who is the executive director of the RAR West Museum in beautiful Manitowoc, right on the lake, folks. A hidden gem here in Wisconsin with a hidden gem of a museum. It's hidden. You guys are pretty well known.
We try to be, and thank you to you guys for helping us be a lot less hidden.
Very welcome.
Yeah.
So we talked about late night date night. Love it. I want to ask you about Christmas in the Mansion.
Sure.
This is coming up December 17th on next Wednesday. This seems really cool too. And what a cool event to have.
Yeah. Christmas in the Mansion on the 17th is another tour by me. I mean, I should be getting overtime, shouldn't I? I'm doing all these tours.
Signing
Christmas
bonus
in the
or
Mansion is
right?
going on, but I'm going to explain it to you.
Are you a good tour
in case
guide?
you were wondering. I think
you have to.
I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Here, the beautiful thing about me as a tour guide, I think, is because, and I blame my Irish heritage.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you a story. It might not be 100% accurate, but I'm going to give you a fun story. And we'll talk about the history of Christmas in the Mansion and the kind of way we celebrate the holidays through the years at the RAR West Art Museum. And I'll take you through and showcase some of the rooms and talk about how the original owners decorated and make up a few things, and then also tell you a few things about the museum.
I think it sounds really cool. And you know
and
what?
That's free. You stop into the museum, these are drop-in tours,
Christmas?
they're free. And Christmas in the Mansion. And I might add, if you haven't seen it, we have a large Victorian home, and if you approach it, you're going to think to yourself, well, accessibility might be an issue, but a few years ago, we added a 6-stop elevator, which serves the entire mansion, so that this entire Victorian mansion is available. It's fully accessible now.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right. So for those listening, Greg, who might not have heard of this before or know about this attraction you have at the RAR West, you guys host Sputnik Fest.
Yeah, we got
it. It is so cool. Yeah. So please give us it's a ways off, but people need to know.
Yeah,
about
quick
this.
rundown. In 1962, the Sputnik 4 spacecraft crash landed in Wisconsin, and the largest recovered piece was found directly in front of the RAR West Art Museum on North 8th Street in the middle of Manitowoc.
Coincidence.
You're going to say that didn't actually happen. Look it up. You've already Googled Keith Haring. Now Google Sputnik 4.
And you guys have been there 75 years, so it was a museum.
It was already
when this
a museum.
happened. Yeah.
It nearly landed in a museum. And so, 12, 15 years ago, we started Sputnik Fest. 15 years ago plus. We started Sputnik Fest, where it's just a huge, ridiculous block party where everybody gets dressed up, and we have a bunch of costume contests, great bands, great food, and a way of just kind of, going crazy and not really, I guess, commemorating it. But it's not like a somber memorial. Nobody was on this ship.
Right.
When it sank.
It's not like a guy's leg laying next to
it was a satellite that crash landed. So when you have a ridiculous thing happen, let's throw a ridiculous party.
And you have a fun little, not memorial, because there's nobody, but like the piece of the satellite is
the
commemorated.
chunk is in
chunk
there.
on the street, right? It's so great. And it's something I never knew about until I started hosting this show. So if you haven't checked out Sputnik Fest,
and
folks,
we'll be back. Hopefully you'll have me back on. I'll talk about that.
Sure.
It's every September.
Absolutely.
We do it right after Labor Day.
Listen, buddy, we're saving this Manitowoc quiz for the next time
We'll do the Manitowoc quiz. That allows me to really do some cramming. So I do my Manitowoc research and get it right.
All right, before we let you get out of here, what are you watching on TV? Anything good? Binge watching anything?
I heard you guys before I was on talking about Stranger Things. I've never seen it. My daughters are head over heels. They're so pumped about, like, was it Christmas or Christmas Eve that the next section comes out? Oh my gosh. No, I don't watch anything.
You don't watch anything?
No, I'm horrible about that.
Are you
I
a
just
reader?
watch the same stuff over and over again.
Sports, concerts,
I watch a lot of sports.
Music. Okay, what's your sport?
Soccer is my sport, but I'm also a football guy. I don't feel like we need to be soccer or football. I love both of them. I love basketball. College basketball season starting, and I like NBA. I'm not a guy who's like college is better or NBA is better.
Yeah.
Man. I love sports. We talked about it when I first came on. That's why I love the Olympics.
Yeah.
Throw a sport in front of me. Summer Olympics, I'll watch freaking hours of water polo or team handball. Winter Olympics, giant slalom. Giant slalom is where it's at. It's the best rhythm of
My
any
wife
of the
is like
skiing
that. She
events. But I'll
cannot
watch
get enough of it.
biathlon. I'll watch like people skiing,
And then
cross-country
they shoot,
skiing
right?
through the woods and then shooting at
And
a
they
target.
shoot a gun. How did that become a sport?
I haven't the slightest. Can I say one last thing? And this is a Summer Olympic thing. And anybody who's out there, if you're a producer of the Summer Olympics, which I'm sure they're listening.
Of course.
Archery. Last Summer Olympics, I was watching some archery. And they show like a split screen of like the target and the guy shooting. And they got all this equipment on. And then at one point in time, they showed like the whole shot from behind his shoulder of like, I don't know, 600, 700 yards. Wow. Why don't they always show that? That's incredible how far away they are that they're shooting these things. Because it's like if you don't get a bullseye, you're knocked out.
Yeah.
In archery. And like the same thing with that biathlon when they lay down. They should show from behind them so you see they are not shooting at a target that's like, at the arcade, right? They are shooting like a quarter mile away.
If you have a kid and you realize he's good at skiing and shooting, you're like, oh, you're doing the biathlon. You're a prodigy.
And
right?
if that kid takes your car and drives away, if he's good at shooting, you let him take that car.
Keep an eye on that kid. That's aberrant behavior at its best. Driving off. Who has the guts
with
to
his
do that at 10
biathlon gun
with his
hanging
gun.
out the side?
Greg Vadney, always fun, buddy. Thanks so much, and best of luck.
Love
with
being
this
here, Pete.
Great exhibits. You're so much fun to have on the show. Carmela from Milwaukee in the 414 says, all your picks are great Jack Nicholson movies, but hands down, The Shining is by far his most iconic. Not many people would argue with you. Bridget in the 818 says, Terms of Endearment. Did he win an Oscar for it? Great character arc for him. He might have, actually.
I think he did.
All right, we'll look into that, Bridget. Thank you for your text. Keep them coming. We're coming right back to talk a really cool Christmas event in downtown Madison. Next, Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite.
Take my blues away, make my day the same as yours with every change you make.
From Denmark to De Pere, this is 97.9 WGBW.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. President Trump speaking this hour in the battleground state of Pennsylvania. This comes as Republicans look ahead to next year's midterm elections. White House officials telling ABC News Trump's remarks kick off a year focused on touting his America First agenda.
We have the largest investment ever made in the history of not our country, of any country anywhere in the world.
President Trump, after initially saying he had no problem with releasing video of the September 2nd strike on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean Sea that killed 2 survivors, now reversing course and deferring, I should say, to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. A growing number of Republicans are calling for release of the video of the military strike. Kentucky State University says a suspect's in custody after a deadly shooting on campus. The university says 2 students were shot at a residence hall. Police say one of those students has died. An official says that the shooting was caused by a personal dispute. This is ABC News.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories continue across the area for 3 to 6 inches of additional snowfall accumulation along with a gusty breeze. Light snow for tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy and windy otherwise with steady to slowly falling temps. It's 24 right now.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You are listening to your local Civic Media radio station on air. Thank you. Did you know we are always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app too? And if you miss a show or game, find it wherever you get your podcasts or on our website, civicmedia.us.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your
Don't blame me. You wanna cash out and get the hell out of town. Don't be a baby. Remember what you told me.
Welcome back. We are in the home stretch here. Conrad, is it snowing yet outside? You're our resident weather expert here.
I don't see any yet.
Okay, thank you for I have a bigger window than you, and I still asked you if it was snowing. Folks, just a reminder, our keyword for our text to win, Civic Media, grown-up gift list, our multi-state text to win contest that goes through this Friday, the 12th. Our keyword this hour is music, M-U-S, Conrad, I-C.
And there you go. There you go.
Music, M-U-S-I-C. So text that in on the app, and you are eligible to win $200 cash, and you'll automatically be enrolled in our grand prize drawing for a new snowblower, brand new snowblower, a stainless steel cookware set, or portable air conditioner. And Conrad, tell people what happens when they get a confirmation link after they text in the keyword on the app.
Yeah, if you just follow that link, you can earn extra entries, which is pretty cool, I think. You can subscribe to the Civic Media Today newsletter. And then you can go to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on Apple Music, subscribe to that, and Spotify. They'll earn you 3 extra entries.
Outstanding. Gives you an even better chance to win. Good luck, everybody. Again, the keyword this hour is music. M-U-S-I-C, music. Let's play. You got to play to win. All right. I'm very excited. I love talking about the holidays, folks, and we've had a great week here. And even last week, we've had some great guests from the Wisconsin Historical Society. They really know how to not only celebrate Christmas, but get us in that festive holiday spirit and mood. And we continue our discussions here with my next guest. She is the Public Programs Manager at the Wisconsin Historical Society, Jenny Peterson. Jenny, hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to join you today.
It's nice to have you here. What a great gig you have. Do you love working for the Wisconsin Historical Society?
I do, yeah. I joined last year in January, and it's been a really wonderful experience I'm originally from Wisconsin, so it's been a really wonderful experience to come back home and do something for Wisconsin residents and just engage with our history again. So
yeah. And it's a great history, and you guys do such a great job of making people aware of it, and it's always a good idea to have a sense of history, regardless of where you live, but especially here in Wisconsin. So you're here to talk about this history maker space in downtown Madison on the Capitol Square. This is a little different than the other attractions you have at the Wisconsin Historical Society. Tell us a little bit about the history maker space.
yeah, it is. It's an exciting space. So we are using it right now. It opened in fall of 2023, and it opened in time for us to use it as a transition space as we get ready for and we prepare for the Wisconsin History Center opening in fall 2027. So it's a really wonderful, flexible space. It's a space for programming and events. In addition to myself, who uses it as inspiration for adult programming and family programming, we also have educators work out of there. We also have a gift shop in there. We have done some pop-up exhibits and displays. So it's a really exciting space to think about all of the different ways that we can highlight Wisconsin Midwestern history and share it with the public.
It's so great. And it starts, tell us when things start and when people can start to attend, or has it started already?
So we started the holiday programming this past Saturday. We kicked it off with a program for all ages, really. It's called Make It Merry, and it's a holiday crafting program that is it's $5 for anybody that's ages 5 and over. And essentially what we did is we took inspiration from our pop-up exhibit, which is actually highlighting Wisconsin's very own evergleam tree and the evergleam history out of Manitowoc. And so we used the evergleam tree as inspiration. So attendees can come to the program. And our next program for the Make It Merry is actually Saturday, December 13th from 1 to 4.
Okay. Nice that you offer the crafts too. That's, something that's a little interactive, which sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
So that's Make It Merry. You also have Gleam and Glow.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that. That's fun. A 1960s celebration.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about this one because in learning about evergleam history and in thinking about its impact in Wisconsin history and during this time period of the 1960s where evergleams became extremely popular throughout the country. We really wanted to spotlight a little bit of the evergleam story and use that as inspiration for thinking about the music of the era, the feel, the vibrancy of the era. So the event, Gleam and Glow, is a nod to the 1960s. It's a nod to evergleams. And so we're going to have some live music. We are welcoming a band called DB Octet, which is based here out of Madison. And they're going to be playing a combination of things like holiday songs, songs from Nat King Cole. We also are going to be welcoming and having some food that is going to be reminiscent of the period as well. So we're going to have some deviled eggs, pigs in a blanket. We're really leaning into the 1960s and the food, the music. We're going to be every ticket price. It includes a complimentary beverage. And so we're going to have soda, hot cocoa. For those that are 21 and over, the cocktail special is going to be Wisconsin's own Pink Squirrel, one of our bevy of dessert beverages. So there's going to be some crafts as well, because this is an all ages event. We hope to welcome young people. We hope to welcome wise people. We hope to see a mix of attendees that are listening to the music, having some appetizers, and maybe doing some of the crafts as well, and seeing the Evergleam exhibit, because that's going to be open for attendees to view and take their own photo in too. So
let's just say hypothetically, I hate deviled eggs. What else are you guys offering in the way?
That's fair. So the menu includes some porcupine meatballs, mushroom and leek popovers, lamb sausage pigs in a blanket, cranberry almond mini cheese balls, and then we do have deviled eggs. So it's a little bit of some vegetarian friendly appetizers in there as well, but that's fair. That's also why I definitely included more than one appetizer, because I respect that maybe deviled eggs are not quite for everyone.
You know what else sold like gangbusters in the 60s? Pizza.
That's true. That is a perennial favorite.
It actually sounds like a lot of fun. Explain to people what Evergleam means. And does that create a kind of a rivalry between real Christmas trees and evergleams? It's interesting.
Yeah, so the Evergleam tree, for those that may not be as familiar with the Evergleam tree, it was really something that, again, it took over America in the 1960s. It was an aluminum Christmas tree that really originated out of actually a toy fair in Chicago in March 1959. And the Aluminum Specialty Company, which was based in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, they saw a aluminum tree, a metal tree, at this fair, and took note of it, got a little bit of inspiration, and then developed their own version of it. And they quickly created a run of them in time for the holiday season, and that is the beginning of the Evergleam tree. The Evergleam name came just a smidge after the first run of these aluminum trees, but they quickly grew to this expanded set of, originally they were silver aluminum trees, but they grew to be pink, green, and blue combos. There were different styles of branches that you could buy for different versions of the Evergleam tree, different sizes. They had some smaller ones. They had 7-foot evergleams that the company sold. So it really developed this array of evergleam trees, but then they also went into other products too, which is pretty cool. So if anybody's kind of seen the rotating color wheel on sort of vintage style holiday displays, they produced color wheels so that in the living room, as you're sitting there and enjoying the tree, you still had this magical sense of color as it went from green to blue to red to yellow.
Nice.
and creating this festive atmosphere. So it kind of started with the tree a little bit, but it grew to include a lot more in terms of like an offering of how people celebrated the holidays, how they commemorated it.
Very well said. And when I was looking it up earlier, I noticed it was also featured in a Charlie Brown Christmas too, which is kind of cool. Jenny Peterson is my guest. She is the public programs manager at the Wisconsin Historical Society. They do amazing work. We're talking about this great event that takes place at the Capitol Square this weekend. And you mentioned a new facility that the Wisconsin Historical Society has going up on the Capitol Square. That should be done, I think, in 2027, 100,000 square feet. That is unbelievable. Will this event be held there moving forward, or along with probably a lot of other things, I would imagine?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be an array of programming and events of all scales, sizes, lots of different kinds of contents and histories that are going to be shared. That's definitely that's part of conversations at this point, and thinking about how we want to highlight different stories of Wisconsin history and activate them in a way that's fun, that's relatable, kind of like the Gleam and Glow event. And so, yeah, we've had some really active conversations which is exciting. And we're going to be keeping on developing some of these different ideas.
So great. If people want more information on Gleam and Glow or all of the things going on this weekend, just wisconsinhistory.org.
wisconsinhistory.org. And I realized a second ago that I forgot to say that our Gleam and Glow event is going to be coming up on the 19th. Our Make It Merry is going to be Saturday the 13th. That's coming up, and that's the all ages family craft programming from 1 to 4. And the Gleam and Glow is going to be next Friday on the 19th. But all of the information is on there, and you can read a little bit more about some of the different aspects of our celebrations. So.
Such a great group. You guys do such great work. And a shout out again to Rebecca Werner, who puts me in touch with all of my guests from the Wisconsin Historical Society. Love what you guys do there. Before we let you go, favorite Christmas movie, Jenny?
It's a classic. I love It's a Wonderful Life. I grew up watching it every year with my parents and my brother, and
that is a great tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe some deviled eggs while you're watching Jimmy Stewart.
We didn't have deviled eggs for it, but I guess there's always room for finding new traditions.
Absolutely.
So.
Very well said. Hey, this has been fun. Thank you so much, Jenny. Have a great event, a great couple events coming up, and don't be a stranger. Thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure, and yeah, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Jenny Peterson, check out, just go to wisconsinhistory.org. They have so much going on, and it's all fun stuff. We're going to come back and wrap things up and read some final texts and have maybe a final word, maybe a final weather report from Conrad if we can twist his arm. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you're looking to make connections in the business world, this is the opportunity for you. It's Amanda with another new Wisco 411, here to let you know that there's a business card exchange at Badger Sports Park on Thursday, December 11th from 9 till 10:30 a.m. You'll meet new people, broaden your network, and share your personal brand. Plus, you're going to have an opportunity to introduce yourself and your business. But you need to register now. Head to WGBW.FM and click events.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support.
Learn more at fightingblindness.org, a public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
I was stuck in a state of panic and endless rituals, so I made the call.
Mental health care works when you make the call. Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
You are listening to your local Civic Media radio station on air. Thank you. Did you know we are always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app too? And if you miss a show or game, find it wherever you get your podcasts or on our website, Civic Media.
Welcome back. I really like that song so much.
It's just a great tune.
It is a great tune. It's fun. Hey, tomorrow night, folks, on Nite Lite, we are going to have another, I don't know if I'd call this a gala event, but a soiree of sorts. Sean Katzbach will be here from the Marinette. He is the marketing director in Marinette. He's going to tell us about a really cool event at the Community Rec Center there in Marinette called From Kids to 1 to 92. A really fun event they do there annually in Marinette. Sean and I are from the same hood. It'll be fun to connect with him over the radio. At 6:35 tomorrow night, Dick Chudnow will be here. He is one of the founders of Comedy Sports in Milwaukee. And I don't know if you remember this, Conrad, when David Zucker was on the show, we were talking about some of the films he did, like Airplane and Naked Gun. And he wrote with his brother, Jerry Zucker. It was David, Jerry, and a guy named Jim Abrahams, all from Wisconsin, all from Shorewood High School. They went to Madison, then they went out to L.A., and they conquered Hollywood, so to speak, made some great films. And when I mentioned this to David Zucker during his interview, he said, and Dick Chudnow was one of the guys in their group at Shorewood High School and Madison. And Dick apparently opted not to go out to L.A. and stuck around Wisconsin and started Comedy Sports. So I'm very excited to talk to Dick tomorrow night about Comedy Sports. And then Northeast Wisconsin stage actor Martin Prevost will be here as well. That's tomorrow night on Nite Lite. We've got, how are we doing on text? Did we get all the text?
We got a couple here that we can read off.
Bust them out, man. Who do we miss? I don't like to miss a text. You know that. John Murray.
Well, I got some for you in the Google chat there.
Do you?
I do.
Where's the Google chat?
The one, between you and I.
From your personal account?
Yes.
Conrad Krieger with 2 Ks?
Just say my middle name too.
What is your middle name, like Kevin with a K too? It's Kevin with a C. How cool would that be? Conrad with a K.
I'll say my middle name cannot be with a K, but it's actually Stephen, my dad's name.
Oh, Conrad Stephen Krieger. And Stephen with a K, I assume? It just went more traditional with an S. That's a fine name. John Murray from the 608 says, hey, guys, don't forget about Easy Rider. Classic in so many ways. Bridget, we got Bridget. She said terms of endearment. Barb from Waukesha said, I agree with Jane. Something's got to give. One of my favorite actresses was Diane Keaton. Barb is, of course, talking about our guest in the 5 o'clock hour, the wonderful Jane Matnair. Lynn from the 608 says, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's got to be our winner tonight, Con.
It has to be. I think we've received many texts for that one.
Yeah, we read Sage's text. Boy, that's great. Everybody, thank you so much for your calls and texts. It's always more fun when you guys participate. We do have a couple social media texts here we'll finish up. Sarah Jean says, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Man, I got to give this a rewatch. Have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't.
It's a pretty crazy movie. I haven't seen it probably since like when I was 10. So I would probably get much more out of it now. Matt Harper, Green Bay rock rap artist, says The Departed. Also, my favorite movie of all time. That's our first Departed text. And Nicholson was great in that. Good choice, Matt. The Departed, as they say in Boston. J.B. Thompson, you know him, Conrad. He's the guy behind the guy.
Behind the guy.
Yeah. He says, Pete Schwaba, in regard to my selection of Chinatown, J.B. says, a phenomenal film noir where it is difficult to ascertain if she is truly her sister or her daughter. If you haven't seen Chinatown, yes, that is as weird as it sounds. JB continues, have no fear. JJ will get to the bottom of this. Great choice, Pete. Jake Gittes, I think it is. JJ. Who's JJ? Maybe he means JB.
Justin Jefferson.
Maybe it's a type. Justin Jefferson will get to the bottom of this. JB says his favorite Nicholson movie is The Shining, a quality film where all work and no play definitely did not make Jack a dull boy. That is kind of crazy, right? Yeah, The Shining is great too. Love The Shining. And finally, Richard on social media on Facebook says, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Great stuff. Great texts. Great guests. I'd like to thank Jane Matnair, Greg Vadney, and Jenny Peterson. Great conversations, everybody. And I think I covered everything. Con, I don't think I forgot anything.
We do got one text from John Murray.
Go for it, dude.
And he said, Conrad, I want to show you my massive beer can collection. It needs a good home. Let me know if you want a list or something.
That almost sounds like if a guy in the neighborhood said, hey, I want to show you my beer can collection. It sounds a little weird. But we met John last week.
Yeah.
And he's a really good dude. So I wouldn't be nervous about that, Con. What does he want to do? Have you over for like sodas?
Sodas?
Show the beer can.
Spotted cows?
A couple spotted cows. That's awesome. Thank you, John. And I know I'm hoping Steady Eddie doesn't send a text in at the last moment, but we're going to get out of here. I'm going to get on the road. Thanks so much, folks. Lots of fun here at Nite Lite tonight. Thank you, Conrad. What do you got going on? You got a long drive home, huh?
Yeah, all 13 minutes of them.
13 minutes to get home?
Yeah.
That's a quarter of the time it takes me to get home, and you live in town.
Well, I have to go to the other side, you know?
Okay. The other side of the city?
The snow might be, it might be a 16-minute drive with the snow.
On the east side of Green Bay. All right, on behalf of the lovable producer, Conrad, I'm Pete Schwaba, folks. Thanks for being with me tonight. Good night, Wisconsin.